all right. So I guess we're going to learn a lot in this run, right? Are they up or down to the Sixers?
It's 2-2. So
3-2 now.
Oh, you want to make a
either way,
prediction?
it is 3-2
Go ahead,
now.
Hank.
It's 3-2.
Yeah, but Hank, do you want to say
3-2
who's
Boston?
up 3-2?
Yeah, Tatum just went for 40 tonight.
Okay, so 3-2
Okay.
Boston. On today's Part of My Take, we have our good friend Paul Bissonnette on the show, talking some playoff hockey, talking his basically last month being in a hotel room, working crazy hours at TNT, some funny stories from that. We are going to talk Sixers-Celtics Game 5, which was somewhat shocking in a Sixers blowout. We're going to talk Lakers, Warriors, NHL playoffs, hot seat, cool throne, and we have some great FAQs, some big-time questions from the listeners. It's all brought to you by ourselves at the Barstool Sportsbook. Today's Part of My Take is brought to you by the Barstool Sportsbook. Please download the Barstool Sportsbook right now, and you get a $1,000 bonus for new players. If your first bet loses, get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. So download and create an account today. Use code TAKE to unlock your $1,000 bonus. Be sure to use code TAKE to unlock your $1,000 bonus. I'm looking at the Barstool Sportsbook right now. Oh, they don't have futures up because the games are in action. Before tonight, the Celtics were plus 175 to win the NBA title.
Chip.
Yeah, the chip. Right now, I'm looking. I'll tell you right now, game of the month, Warriors -7 on Wednesday night. Warriors -7, game of the month. We actually do have a line for Thursday night. Whose line is it anyway? Guess. Celtics, Sixers, just opened.
Pick them. And no, I'll say Celtics -2.
Sixers -6.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Celtics -1.
It's you guys split the difference. Celtics -1.5. Max and PFT won that. So
No
go
ball.
download the Barstool Sportsbook right now. Use code TAKE, $1,000 bonus for new players. Terms apply. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take. Today is Wednesday, May 10th. Wait, hold on. We got to restart. Hank, you dropped your pacifier right there. It's on the floor.
Oh shit!
What are you talking
You
about?
dropped your
He
pacifier.
called you a baby.
Hey, last time
Pick up your pacifier so you can suck on it with your binky.
last time I checked, you had to win 4 games to win a series.
Oh, he's doing positive Hank now. So the Celtics, or the Sixers, kicked the shit out of the Celtics in Boston, Game 5. Wasn't really ever in doubt. Probably the best the Sixers have looked this playoffs. Probably the worst the Celtics have looked this playoffs. And we now have a 3-2 Philly lead going back to Philadelphia for Game 6. And PFT, I've never seen someone more dejected, more down, more baby than Hank. He didn't speak for the entire second half. He is in a bad, bad spot.
I actually have seen somebody more down and dejected than Hank, and that's Hank the last time that they lost.
Yeah.
Hank this is what he does. He goes into his shell. He gets in turtle mode, and he pretends. It's funny because, like, Hank and Max are kind of the same guy when it comes to rooting for their respective teams. They both put on this shell of, like, uber confidence going into games, but it's just to mask deep down a massive, massive fear of losing. And so once that gets like a little bit punctured, Hank just kind of like retreats into his shell and just pretends that he didn't say any of the things that he said before the game started.
Yeah.
And so now he's trying to regroup and try to figure out how he can spin this. I think he's more comfortable actually coming off a loss going into the next game because he can't even pretend that they're going to stomp the shit out of him. Like, Hank's back's against the wall right now.
Yeah. Billy, stop playing with the ball is what Max is telling you. It's in the picking up on the mic. Hank.
Yes.
You just listen to what PFT said. I don't even know if you're listening to anything because you're zoned out and you're not even.
I'm right
on
here. I'm
Earth.
focused. I'm locked in.
Do you think that you're in a better spot coming off a loss mentally that you can scratch and claw your way back?
Yeah, I mean, backs against the wall. This team is tough. This team has been there before. Just got to win, and then you got a home court advantage for Game 7.
This is
I love where we're
none
at.
of what he's
I love
saying
where
is
we're
what he
at.
believes. He was so doom and gloom Again, didn't speak for the entirety of the fourth quarter.
I was waiting for them to get it close.
They did not get it close.
They didn't get it close.
All right, so let's talk about the actual game, and then I want to hear from Max, because Max does deserve a little shine here.
No, he doesn't.
Okay, Max, why don't you get your shine after Hank just did that?
No. Hank's right. It's a 4-game series. This
7-game series.
Sir, you need to win 4 games to win a series. But this one felt good. Like, I'm going to go to sleep tonight happy. Like, I'm not celebrate, but you gotta enjoy victories.
Champagne?
No, enjoy victories. Wake up tomorrow morning. We're on to Game 6. We need to close out a series.
Okay.
But tonight was great.
Yeah, I mean, come on, just let it loose.
I mean, everybody showed up today. Everybody showed up today. Tyrese Maxey was phenomenal. Joel Embiid has been an absolute beast ever since you told me that he wasn't Giannis.
Yeah,
Harden,
no, you're right. Egg on my face.
Like, Harden didn't he did his job tonight. He didn't need to go for 45, and that's fine. That's when this team is at their best, when everyone is showing up. Tobias Harris also played great. I mean, it was a really, really, really nice game to watch. After almost having a heart attack in the last one, it was nice, it was fun. We were with the fellas. We were playing lottery ball. Everyone was hanging out. Jake was eating a bunch of popcorn. Sixers were dominating. Hank was crying. It was a great night.
Yeah.
Now, Max, I'm curious from your point of view, how much do you think Hank's wearing of the insult shirt going into the game played a factor? Did that give you any more motivation?
I don't give a fuck about that shirt.
Hank, can you show everyone the shirt?
Look at Hank's face. Like, if you're watching, you should watch on the YouTube right now.
Yeah.
Because Hank's face is so
it
is. I know you Philly sickos are waiting to look at this face. And like in person, it's so nice to see.
Hey, Hank, I got a question for you as an ambassador for the Celtics fans. What do you think about your fans booing the Celtics? What was that in the third quarter? Booing the home team?
You got to use some, you got to get under their skin, get the boys riled up. They did go on a mini sort of tiny run after that. So I had no problem with it.
So I have a couple questions for Hank. First question, and I don't think this series is over because, Celtics could show up on Thursday night and beat the Sixers, and then it's just everything that happened tonight is washed away. So Max, even though he doesn't really mean it, because I think he's going to go to bed like jerking off as he falls asleep in his girlfriend's roommate's bed. Like, he's so happy. He's like, it's over. Nothing is ever over.
I said the opposite.
I know what you're feeling. Just Hank is smiling, and we know he's dead inside. You're doing cartwheels inside, little Max.
No, I mean, it is.
Yeah.
There are 2 more games left. More games left.
So, let's say
they're going to lose Game 6.
They could. Everything's on the table right now.
Let's say the Celtics
best
lose.
of 4 right now.
So I pointed this out to Hank at halftime, because a lot of the talk going into this series is like, this is the finale of sorts of the process. James Harden, you don't know what he's going to do next year. Like, if the Sixers can't get to at least the finals, it's going to be big time questions going on in Philly and what this team is. Underrated, it's kind of the same for the Celtics because Jaylen Brown is looming out there, and there's been talk about him leaving, and we'll find out if he's first team NBA, or he's got to be third team NBA on Wednesday to get the Supermax. The Celtics, Hank, as it stands right this second, again, they could win the series, whatever, but let's say they lose in 6. It feels like a team that they don't like each other. The way they play is like something's off, and it's not. They are so talented, and then you watch that, and you're like, what is that?
Yeah, I think they just missed some shots. They had a lot of good looks.
Give us the
free
honest.
Throws are free.
Give us honest.
No, what is it, Big Cat? You're yelling at me all stream. You're not positive.
Well, yeah,
not
you
positive,
weren't
not
talking.
positive.
You weren't
and
talking.
now I'm talking. I'm trying to be positive. Listen,
us
we
the
got
honest
2
opinion.
games left. Make your free throws. If they make their free throws,
This
it's
is
a
worse.
completely different game. They had a lot of open shots in the first half that they just missed. Make or miss league.
Now give us the other side. How bad it is if they lose this series. Come on, Hank. Give me. I know you're trying to spin it positive. I understand. I appreciate you trying to be positive, but just give me some of like the real what's going through your head.
I'm thinking about a soul patch in the summer in Chicago. I'm thinking about, and I shouldn't be thinking about this. I really should just be saying I'm focused on Game 6. Still got 2 games left. And I hate that this was even a thought that crept into my mind before the game. But watching the Lakers game last night and them going up 3-1 while the Celtics easily could have been up 3-1. They could have won the series 4-0. The first, games 1 and 4 were very winnable. And so the fact that the Lakers are up 3-1 in winnable games that they could have lost and the Celtics were tied going into a crucial Game 5 didn't have me feeling good, and now I feel even worse.
What do you think about my comment that maybe they don't like each other? Because it does feel – it's weird seeing a team like that good in a Game 5 at home.
It's just unfortunate when you had the same team last year and a coach who – in these moments really, really brought them together and was, he fired them up and kind of yelled at them when they needed to be yelled at. And it just seems like that's not happening this year. And you have having 2 first-year coaches in a row sucks.
I will back Hank on one point. I do think Ime Udoka this team would be playing different because it does feel like their defensive ability and intensity is different. And Ime Udoka got the most out of that. But man, were they bad. They were so bad, PFT. Al Horford had 0 points.
0 for 7 from 3.
Okay, Hank actually just left the room because he had to take a poop, and we were waiting for PFT to rejoin. So why don't we just have a talk without him here? That was a shockingly bad performance from the Celtics tonight, PFT.
It was a dismantling, and I don't know. I feel like this is going to swing back, though. I think it's going to be Sixers next, and then Game 7, anything can happen. I had a question for you, Big Cat. And Max, don't listen to this because this is about you and Hank. But objectively speaking, who do you think would be funnier with a soul patch, Hank or Max? Because I keep going back and forth. I think Max would be funny because he'd give off a vibe that's like the logo of a pizza joint / tire replacement service.
Yeah.
That would be very funny. And his like round cherubic face with the soul patch be very, very funny. And then Hank would give off more of like a meth dealer guy.
Yeah.
Like with a big spoiler on the back of his Honda Civic. The guy that you definitely don't want picking up your daughter on a date. That's the vibe I would get from Hank with a soul patch. But I think all things being equal, I think Max would be funnier just because he's definitely a beard guy. Hank's beard is just like his face. I think Max, big hairy guy.
Yeah, I mean he's fat.
I didn't say that.
Yeah. But that's okay.
It would be so many chins.
So Max would be funnier. It would hurt Hank far more. Far more.
And that's funny though.
Yeah, that's funny. Right, exactly. So like in terms of like Max can bounce back from it, I don't think Hank might not be able to. There was a moment on the stream where Hank was lashing out at me and calling me fat. And I was like, dude, you don't think I've seen all the pictures of me being fat? It's just like it completely rolls off my back at this point. You in a soul patch is a fresh new pot of memes that you won't be able to escape. And it settled in his brain. He was like, oh, God.
You know what he's got to do? He's got to go Jaylen Brown and just wear a face mask.
Yeah. Yeah. He was – it was an all-time – I actually do agree with you. I don't think by any means this series is over because I still think the Celtics have the talent to win Game 6, and then it's, all bets are off for Game 7. Hank's performance tonight was the biggest baby performance I've ever seen. He did not talk for the entire second half. It was shocking. He turtled. Max actually got, mad at us in a moment. Go ahead, Max.
Yeah, I mean, Game 3 was a joke.
So there was a moment during the stream where Max got mad at me specifically because I was rooting for the Celtics to get closer, and then I was like, Max, I'm literally just rooting for the over because I knew that if the lead stayed at 20, that they would just not play the last 5 minutes. And then it dawned on him. He's like, all right, that's fair. And then he got mad at Jake for being positive for Hank. And I was like, well, I actually texted Jake in the middle of the third quarter to be overly like Jake. I was like, be the most Jake you've ever been and tell Hank every dunk, yeah, they cut it to 12. So I was throwing everything at him. But yeah, it was, he just turtled. He completely turtled. I do think deep down, he knows that this could be the Celtics could have some big questions going forward. And it does feel like they might have made a mistake with the coach and you could squander what's a wide open playoffs. Again, Thursday could be different, but that's a bad loss.
Yeah, it's tough. And Hank has gotten less mature as this show has gone on. He's his maturity is aging in reverse.
Yeah.
He's like Benjamin Button, except of his ego. It's been a sight to see. I like. You're right. The Celtics, if they end up losing the series, there's some tough questions, some things that they have to address, and it does feel like a wasted year. And there's no worse feeling in sports than a wasted year, where you know that you've got what it takes and you could win a championship, and you just burn out in spectacular fashion. That's a pretty bad feeling.
Yes.
I hate that feeling because, I mean, Hank has been fortunate enough to see how many parades. How many does that little asshole have on the sign? Like 14 parades since he's been alive. He's been fortunate to see a lot of success. But I do think that having a team, and he cares more about the Celtics than he does any other team, having a team that could and should win the championship and then just losing it to Max's 76ers, that will be one that sticks with him for a while.
Hank is back. We had a little conversation while you were gone. Nothing really about you, more about the game. We'll talk some X's and O's on the game.
I tell when you make this little baby face. Oh no, we weren't talking about
This is
you.
what I want.
We weren't talking about you. We were just talking about the game.
I did say you were the biggest baby ever, but I said that to your face.
How am I? Big Cat, you haven't been in it. Had a
You
team
literally
that's even
just
close to the playoffs or championship, so you don't know what it's like. But I don't know what
Your headphones.
I don't need to listen to PFT. I know what he's gonna say. Blah, 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 blah. That's it.
I finally got it out of him. This is what I want. I want you lashing out.
I just don't like. What the fuck would you have done if you were watching that game?
I would have gotten mad. I would have tried to change up the momentum. I would have used better body language.
How?
Just fucking fire him up.
I tried.
He did try. He did try because there's a rumor on the street that we did the stream from in here tonight because Hank thought it would change the juju, and it actually reversed it.
Yeah, it's a fact. I tried. I've had a bad experience in the gambling
Put your
cave.
headphones on, Hank. He doesn't want. He's icing out PFT right now.
No, Hank's not being a baby at all. Hank, you're actually handling this.
Do you want me
with
to
a lot of
relay the
class
No,
and
no, it's
maturity.
fine, Jake. I know what he. It's
want me to relay the
fine. You're good. It's fine.
He's completely icing out PFT.
That's fine. That's fine. Hank can't hang with it. If you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen, Hank.
I will say this for you, Hank. Like
Hank's a baby back bitch.
Wait, that was mean. Oh shit. Do you want to borrow your headphones?
No. It's almost over.
Being as big of a baby as you were tonight is a play. Like you care a lot. I know you care a lot about the
They
Celtics.
never were close. I was literally waiting, like, all right, they're gonna get it. They're gonna get it back. They're gonna get it back. They're gonna get it back. I don't think they probably didn't lead the game. Maybe in the first 3 or 4 minutes. And
13-10 was the last time. 10-10 was the last time it was tied.
they started to score in the fourth quarter, and they gave up possession. They gave up scores every single time on defense. They didn't get
Please
any
stop banging
stops.
on the table. It's really bad for the audio.
He doesn't have the headphones.
I know,
in, so
but
he can't
I know
tell.
that's why I
He
wanted
can't
to tell him. But every time he bangs on the table, it's really bad for the audio. Yeah.
Oh, Max, is this what you wanted? You feel good?
Oh no, that little lash out did make me feel good.
That's all I wanted. I wanted one little lash out. Oh, he's doing the baby face back to me.
He's doing a silent boo 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 boo. He's not even saying the words.
He is. I will say egg on my face because Joel Embiid has been fantastic. And I did say Joel Embiid's not Giannis. And we did say that to Max that Game 3 was a must-win. They could maybe win this series after losing Game 3. Still yet to be decided. But Max might have one on all of us.
Hey, Big Cat, permission to do this real quick?
Yeah.
I think we should do another lottery ball to try to cheer Hank up. Okay, numbers 17.
Ooh.
69, 18.
That's a false start.
That is technically a false.
Oh no, Hank, I said numbers. You couldn't hear it because you don't have your headphones on.
How did I know it was a false start?
How'd you know it was a false start?
Because Big Cat didn't say
Numbers.
17.
17.
Ah,
18. 16.
He beat us.
1.
6.
20. Whoa.
Wait, does this count?
Yeah, this counts. This
yeah.
counts.
Also, self-reporting
I hope you get it,
violation.
Hank.
I guess me and Billy technically had false starts too.
Okay.
76.
All right, so Bill, you had
No,
a false.
I said numbers on that one. I took it upon myself. I requested
Right, but
permission to
doesn't
say
they
numbers
count
so that
it?
Hank couldn't hear.
Yeah, he called. All right, yeah, that counts.
Can
You know what? We'll do it.
Anyone can say numbers.
We'll
then?
do it. No, we'll do
That's
it
good
again.
to know. No, it's good to know.
No,
Precedent's been set.
I'm glad I
this is
self-reported.
chaos.
I'm glad I
Precedent's
This is
been set.
chaos. This is chaos. We will do another lottery ball before Hot Seat Cool Throne. Okay?
This is.
We will for Hank. What? We will.
Hank's so rattled he doesn't even want another chance to win.
It would be crazy if Hank won tonight.
We will do another lottery ball.
You know what?
We were just
You know what?
doing another
Bad
volleyball. You said
idea.
Numbers, and I said 17.
Bad idea on my part. I no longer think we should do another lottery ball.
Okay, all right. Numbers.
I don't want to do another one.
17.
All right, Hank has 17.
18.
20.
PFT? PFT?
18.
Okay. Jake got 18.
16.
Are your headphones
Okay.
on?
1.
Imagine if they lose on Thursdays, it'd be like 10 times worse. I'll do 6. PFT, what'd you guess?
16.
This is official?
Yeah, it's official. Come on, Hank. Come on, Hank. Come on, Hank. Oh, 84. Still a loser. Still a loser.
For what it's worth, Big Cat was definitely rooting for you there.
I was rooting for you.
That might have been the
Worth
first
nothing.
time. That might have been the first time he was actually rooting for you, because that would have been an all-time part of my take moment.
Just put your headphones back on. He won't do it. This is great. All right. Yeah, Joel Embiid's been fantastic. Tyrese Maxey was incredible as well. And it remains true that PJ Tucker, like, if you look at the box score, PJ Tucker never looks like he does much. But if you watch the game, it's crazy how hard he crashes the glass and how he's like in every single play.
Yeah, and I also think that Celtics defenders, they're always thinking about him.
Right.
Even when he's not setting a screen, they're all in the back of their head. They're like, "What if PJ's beside me right now?" And that does affect you.
It's weird that like you can't leave him. He can hit the corner 3, so you can't leave him fully alone for that. But you also can't leave him alone because if you lose him in rotation, like he will go crash the boards and get a rebound.
Yeah, yeah. And Joel Embiid had a couple of real nice defensive plays. I wasn't able to watch the game with you guys, unfortunately, tonight. But every time he does something cool on defense, I just think to myself, how loud is Max screaming, get that shit out of here.
So loud. So he was like, "This guy's incredible. Did you see it? Like the way he hopped and then he did it." He was very excited about that. Okay, let's talk some other games. Before we do that, Duracell, wonderful sponsor of ours. Few sports are more technically demanding than auto racing. Because of those standards, Williams Racing only trusts one brand of disposable batteries, Duracell. You may not think you need the same batteries that help power Williams Racing until you do. That's because Duracell is engineered for more, and a proud partner of Williams Racing. And pardon my take, I go through batteries like no other. Remotes, kids' toys. If you're a dad out there, you know batteries are a must. Have them on deck all the time. Duracell batteries last the longest with Duracell batteries. I know that all the toys will have power at all times. So Duracell has been a fantastic sponsor of us. And there's a lot more to come with Duracell and PMT. So we're very, very excited for Duracell to come on board. If you buy Duracell batteries, tweet them at us. Show us that you love Duracell. We are a Duracell podcast now. We're powered by Duracell. So thank you again to Duracell. Wonderful sponsor. This is going to be some big-time stuff from us and Duracell. Learn more at Duracell.com. Duracell.com. Learn more right now. The best batteries in the world. The official batteries, pardon my take. Learn more at Duracell.com. Okay. I think the Lakers might win the NBA title, PFT.
I mean, it's tough to stop Lonnie Walker. Lonnie Walker's a fucking monster. What a fourth quarter by him.
15 points. 15 points in the fourth quarter. These games are tough to stay up for, and then you have a Lonnie Walker fourth quarter. And like, as much as I don't like LeBron, Lonnie Walker's story is an amazing story. And like, you have to root for a guy like that who he was, starter at the beginning of the season, got injured, fell out of the full rotation, and then has a moment like that, like could not miss. It became a Steph Curry versus Lonnie Walker showdown in the fourth quarter. And it feels like the Lakers, with Anthony Davis, if he's playing at his best, LeBron doesn't have to be the best player, and then they have like a bunch of really good role players that can all step up in big moments. They've had Austin Reeves, Lonnie Walker, Rui Hachimura, like D'Angelo Russell. They're just tough. And I'm officially on scared that LeBron might win another title watch.
Yeah, so it's tough to stop all those guys and Kobe at the same time. Because I don't know if you saw RG3's tweet recapping the entire ordeal.
Oh, no.
But RG3 said Lonnie Walker's performance in the fourth quarter was out of this world. The last Lakers player to score 15 or more points off the bench in the fourth quarter of a playoff game was Kobe Bryant 26 years ago in 1997. Lonnie is 24 years old. We know it was you, Bean. We miss you.
Wow.
So, and then if that wasn't evidence enough, the fact that it was Lonnie's 24 years old, same number as Kobe, he also did 1997. He broke that down. 1 + 9 + 9 + 7 equals 26. 2 + 6 equals 8, which is Kobe's other number. 2 - 6 equals -4, which is Lonnie Walker the fourth's number. That doesn't make sense, RG3. And then 24, Kobe's number and Lonnie Walker's age at the same time.
Whoa.
So I think we can all agree that Kobe Bryant actually won that game for the Lakers, not Lonnie Walker.
Yeah, he was inside of Lonnie Walker's body, and that was Kobe Bryant out there.
Yeah, but it was fun to watch Lonnie Walker do that in fourth. Like it seems like the Lakers do have guys that just come out of nowhere, and all the Warriors need just maybe Jordan Poole could not suck occasionally.
So he sucks, and it sucks for him.
I'm having major stomach issues.
Hank's having major stomach issues. Go ahead. When you come back, will you promise to put on your headphones again?
Actually,
He has not replied to me. He didn't reply.
Big Cat. Well,
He's got
well,
the
Hank's
boots.
gone. I would like Max to take that spot.
Max, you want to sit in Hank's spot? No, he's shaking his head. He's got to work the soundboard. He wants to
Well, then
work the
Jake can.
soundboard. He's shaking him off too. I'm getting shake-offs everywhere. So, PFT, Jordan Poole sucks, and it sucks for Jordan Poole to suck. Follow me along here. It sucks for Jordan Poole to suck because every time he sucks, people just bring up the fact that Draymond Green knocked him out. They're like, oh, this probably wasn't good for team chemistry. So it's like one thing to suck, but then also to suck so bad that everyone's like, hey, remember that time you got knocked out? That's extra suck.
Yeah, at least Steve Kerr bounced back after Michael Jordan punched him in the face.
Yeah.
And people are like, yeah, we respect Steve Kerr now because he fought back from getting emasculated by his own teammate. But yeah, Jordan Poole, all he has to do is just not suck.
Yeah.
If Jordan Poole can figure out a way to not suck, then the Warriors should win the series. But unfortunately, he sucks.
I mean, last year in their I think the first round and also in the title against the Celtics, like that, remember he'd have those spurts where he'd just be on fire, and that's what the Warriors are badly missing. I mean, they're playing Moses Moody and Gary Payton Jr. like that. Like Jordan Poole can't even get on the court, and it's crazy to watch. And as good as Steph was, he has a triple-double, I think scoring like 37 points. We do have to say that that end sequence when he missed 2 shots in a row, and then Draymond was concussed. He actually was concussed. He hit his head so fucking hard in the second quarter, but Draymond just driving the lane and then just throwing it to no one, and then you get a jump ball and Steph grabs the ball and throws it out of bounds with 2 seconds left. We would make fun of anyone else for doing that, so we have to say that Steph Curry, that was pretty bad late game execution by the Warriors where they felt like they had that game and they completely blew it.
He had a timeout too, right?
Yeah, they had a timeout.
The Warriors had a timeout. Steph Curry got the ball, fell down on the ground. They won the jump ball, which was crazy. Or at least Steph grabbed the jump ball after Anthony Davis tipped it. So they had the ball, they had an opportunity to score, and then he just forgot the situation, didn't call a timeout. Draymond had a couple of those possessions where he gets a head of steam going down the court, and you can tell that he's out of control by the time he hits half court, and that he's just going to drive it directly at the baseline. Now, this looked like it was a setup play at the end of the game where they were trying to get the ball to Draymond, who was then supposed to do something besides whatever the fuck he did with it. I can't imagine that was the design play that they were trying to run. But he sometimes gets the ball going at the baseline, and just he's not going to stop. He's going to keep running full steam ahead. You
know what it is, I think? He has a little bit of Ben Simmons not wanting to go to the foul line in him, where late in the game, he's he'll drive, and he's not shooting because he doesn't want to get fouled and go to the line. So he kind of runs out of options because the defense knows that, and they're able to close all the passing lanes in those moments, being like, he's probably not going to shoot because he doesn't want to get fouled and he doesn't want to go to the line, and it makes it that much harder for the Warriors to execute late.
Yeah, he ends up playing chicken with the baseline.
Right.
And the baseline usually wins that matchup.
Yeah. So I do expect the Warriors to win game 5. Yeah, 5. Game 5 on Wednesday night. I think I actually might make it my game of the month, but I just don't know. Like, they are at the point now where they need Steph to do a triple-double, and they need Clay. They need, like, Clay to somehow be old Clay where he hits, 5 threes in a quarter or something like that to have a fighting chance in this series, because it doesn't feel like they're getting much from anyone else.
I saw an insult stat that I think ESPN threw out there yesterday about Steph Curry. He's 0 for 12 on go-ahead shots with 45 seconds or less left in the fourth quarter and overtime.
Damn.
So he's never hit a shot like that. And that does go back to the Kevin Love, Anthony Davis, big man putting the clamps on you on the outside. I suspect that they chose that stat because he probably has several go-ahead shots with like 46 and 47 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Right.
But still, he's never been a buzzer beater guy for whatever reason. But again, Steph Curry is not the reason why they're losing these games.
Yeah. No, definitely not. Hank, we're talking about the Lakers. You want to chime in? I don't think LeBron's even the fourth best player on that team.
I've talked about it on this show before, but as much as I love watching my teams, I love rooting against LeBron even more, and I've had some bad experiences doing that, and last night, it just is bad. Like, because I hate the Warriors, and I hate how the Celtics were in close games versus the Warriors in the finals and couldn't close them out. And then I'm watching this game last night, and it's like, this is the Warriors. Like, they're going to win. And then they miss all the shots they were making against the Celtics. Draymond Green was making, that was the worst end of possession I've ever seen. And I don't think they're going to beat the Nuggets, though.
Okay, so you're holding on to the Nuggets.
If it's the Suns, who knows?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, PFT took off his headphones.
Sorry, I took my headphones off. I didn't hear any of that. I have to just assume Hank was going, oh, my ego's so tied into Boston sports success that when they crumble in front of my face, I don't know what else to do. Is that what you said? Was I close?
Sure. You're
I'm enjoying this show
Very
very
funny.
much. Very, very much. Okay. Knicks Heat. Julius Randle is so bad. He really is. Like, he's so bad. There were so many times where he was like either he'd be like fadeaway three or just like lackadaisical pass. And then after the game, he said maybe the Heat just want it more, which I don't think that's going to go over well in the New York crowd.
Probably not. I can't figure out what Julius Randle does well. He's the kind of player that when he plays poorly, you're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. He doesn't look like he's very good at basketball. But then when he goes off, which he does from time to time, you're like, how the fuck did that happen? But he goes off enough to the point where it's confusing. But when I watch him play and he's not playing well, it's like, well, yeah, no shit. I don't think that he's very good. He's a really streaky player, I guess. But
and he's
go ahead.
injured. He's a little injured, which you got to give him. I mean, who knows how injured? But yeah, you're right. He's streaky, and I would say he has a nice spin move when it's working, and he can. When he wants to guard, he can guard multiple positions. But he, like, talk about bad body language. Like, I think Tibbs just left him out there to foul out. Like, he had his fifth foul with felt like 9 minutes left. He's like, nah, I just fucking end this. Go foul out. Like, we'll move on. Put an Obi Toppin.
Yeah, that was his punishment, is making him play more.
Yeah.
That's what Tibbs was going for there. Actually, Mike Greenberg had an interesting take. He said that the Heat were beating the Knicks because Miami's too hot.
Ooh.
And that only affects the Knicks for some reason. They go down there and it's hot. And I actually kind of understand what he's saying because we were just down in Miami and we know how Miami is, where it does kind of suck to be outside. But Greeny was saying that's the reason why the Knicks are losing the series, just because of the sun.
Sun is too hot in Miami. And the Heat, I mean, they're just good, Jake.
Yeah, they're solid, and Jimmy didn't even go off.
Yeah.
By Jimmy's standards. But
Himmy.
Himmy. Stay tuned. Store.barstoolsports.com. Little teaser for later in the show. But yeah, I mean, I do agree with Julius Randle. The Heat did not win that game. The Knicks lost it.
Yeah.
I mean, they were just awful down the stretch.
Yeah, they're not. Turns out they're probably not a very good team, and they beat a worse Cavs team.
But the series is not over. Back to the Garden tonight. See what happens.
Yeah, I guess.
Also, Jalen Brunson is hurt too.
Yeah.
We should mention that.
No, they're
he's not
banged up.
playing at 100%.
So is Tyler Hero.
Yeah, so is Tyler Hero, and so is Jimmy Butler. And I mean, what was it? It was something like 7 offensive rebounds in the fourth quarter for the Heat. It was just
Yeah, they had a bunch.
They did want it more. Like I guess Julius Randle should get credit.
Yeah, no, he was
Hank's-
not wrong. You just never hear a player say that.
Hank is physically in pain right now.
My stomach is shambles.
I know how you're feeling.
This is Lamar Jackson.
It's the worst.
This is you. It's just the Celtics have just ruined you. I'm sorry for making fun of you, Hank.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. All right, you didn't fall for that. Max is ready to jump on that and be like, stop that.
I was just also going to apologize for gloating.
There you go. That was nice.
Yeah, Hank, I'd like to apologize too.
Thanks.
I was going to call you Marcus. I was going to call you Marcus Sharp, but I didn't. But the fact that I thought about it, I'd like
have
to
his
apologize for
headphones
that.
in.
Nailed it.
He doesn't have his headphones in.
Donate your brain to science.
All right, so Thursday night we are going to. Oh, he's really lashing out now.
Yeah, go shit some more, poop boy.
All right, so Thursday night we will stay up for all the games. We've been up a lot. We're going to do a little choose your own adventure for Nuggets, Suns. The Nuggets right now, it's in the second quarter. They're up 8. PFT, you want to start? What means? Did he fart on the way out? Did he crop dust?
I think so.
Oh, no.
What a piece of shit.
He's the worst. I think the Nuggets are going to win by 5.
Okay, no, I think they're going to win by 12. I think it's going to get ugly late. I don't think Devin Booker can keep up the pace that he's been on. So it's gonna be gross. Booker might even get in foul trouble. The Suns have no bench, and they're fucked when he's out. So I like Nuggets by 12. Boom.
Okay. I also think Michael Porter's going to go off for 30. He's
I
got
think he's gonna have a
14
hot
right
first
now.
half.
He's got 14 right now, so it's a little bit of cheating. But 30. But yeah, we will be potting late on Thursday night for any games that could decide a series. Anything else, PFT? We talk all hockey with Biz, so we could leave that. Should we do one more lottery ball now that Hank has left?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Hank, you ever gotten this? Oh, he's not here. He's pooping his brains out. All right, number
17.
Oh, Max got 17.
18. Is this official?
Yeah, this is official.
Wow.
Yeah.
Number 2 for Hank.
Okay, I'll do 6 because that's probably what he would have guessed if he didn't get it. 17.
I'll go 99.
This is official, so count this as Hank's not getting this.
I hope 17 pops up.
Here, let me call him real quick and see if he wants to do a number, because that would actually be funnier if he got it when he wasn't even here. This has been a great show. Hey, what number do you want? 17 already got taken. Are you there, Hank? Hank?
He's gonna put the phone up to 40.
40? Okay, good guess. All right, you want to stay on the line for it?
Sure.
All right. I'm actually rooting for him to get this. 54. Damn, Hank. 54.
Ninth
That's
time.
tough. Damn. All right.
Oh,
Oh,
how many
man.
minutes a day do you think Hank spends actually just thinking about numbers?
Every day. Every day. All right.
Oh,
yeah.
shout out Alex Caruso.
Yeah.
First team all defense, NBA. First, how should I say this? He's the first Italian American to win that award in like 40 years. So
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
pervert.
Okay, we have a great rest of the show. PFT's back in studio for Hot Seat Cool Throwing for Biz, and we got some big time FAQs from the listeners, so let's kick it back to ourselves. Okay, before we do Hot Seat Cool Throwing, quick word from our friends at the Farmer's Dog. Whether you have a few weeks old puppy or a senior who's seen multiple decades, any dog person like me knows the most valuable thing in the world is spending time with your pet. The Farmer's Dog can help to keep them healthy, which can give you more quality years with them. I am a big-time Farmer's Dog guy. I have actually been buying Stella Farmer's Dog food for, I think, 4 or 5 years now, so well before they started advertising with us. It's a perfect fit. It is the best food out there. You realize, too, this is off script, but if you're feeding your dog pellets, if you're feeding your dog, canned, whatever, you give them Farmer's Dog, and they will get their appetite back tenfold. They will be eating it up, gobbling it up, feeling good, having energy. That's what you got to do with the Farmer's Dog. It's delivered fresh, healthy dog food. It's recommended by vets, nutritionally balanced, and made from human-grade ingredients in safe, clean kitchens. It's the best option for dogs of all life stages because it's not kibble, it's not canned goo, it's just real food. It's they ship you all the food. You put it in the freezer, you pop it out, feed your dog. It is super easy to use. It is the best, most high-quality food out there. It also, you can make sure that you maintain your dog's ideal weight, which is one of the biggest indicators of a full, healthy life. A fresh diet has been found to have all sorts of benefits for your dog, from healthier coat and skin to better breath, even easier digestion and smaller, better poops. A healthy diet isn't just important for humans. I know that I need to get a healthier diet, but I know Stella's got the healthiest diet. It doesn't matter if your dog is young or old. It's always the right time to begin investing in their health, helping you live more healthy, happy, and full years together. Get 50% off your first box at Farmer's Dog, thefarmersdog.com/PMT. It's thefarmersdog.com/PMT. 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/PMT. I cannot recommend this product enough. It is great food for your dog. Make sure your dog is eating the best out there, because then they will have a longer life with more energy, more happiness. Be your best friend's best friend. Go to thefarmersdog.com/PMT. Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/PMT. It's the Big Cat Guarantee. It's the Stella Guarantee. thefarmersdog.com/PMT for 50% off your first box. Okay, hot seat, cool throne. Henry.
My hot seat is Will Levis, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
It's not really, he's not on the hot seat, but it's more just insult to injury. Post-draft, there's been a lot of articles and reports. People have talked to owners, and it's basically come out. The Colts said they would have taken him if Richardson wasn't available.
Ouch.
The Titans said they would have taken him at 11 if Skoronski wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
The Ravens probably would have taken him at 22 if they hadn't had Lamar. And the Panthers asked, he said you thought highly of all three QBs, and he said no, we thought highly of all four QBs.
I kind of like that, though. If you're an NFL team and you can always just throw out there, like, we wanted to take this guy on draft night. Nobody will remember that if he ends up stinking in, 3 years. But in the chance that he's good, you can always point back and be like, we actually had him. We were going to take him at number 11.
The board just went different.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people did with Lamar, even though Lamar fell real far. Like Sean Payton every couple of months would be like, I stood on the table for Lamar. I mean, we had Bruce Arians on the couch, and he was like, I want Patrick Mahomes. We're going to get Patrick Mahomes.
Right, yeah. Just get it out right away. That way everyone can look back, and when they do the Google search, they're like, oh, yeah, they actually said they wanted him right after the draft.
Yeah, and for me, it's real because every quarterback, I just want a new quarterback every year because it's fun.
It's like a shiny new toy.
Yeah, exactly. So every year I'm like, I wanted that guy. Like, I wanted Will Levis and Hendon Hooker this year. Last year, I think I also said I won Malik Willis, but nobody really remembers that. So we're just going to pretend that never existed.
Never said that.
Never said that. Never
said
happened. But it's fun. It's fun to want a quarterback and to say that you want a quarterback, and with having no real consequences when you don't get that.
Yes. So I actually, for Will Levis, it kind of sucks to hear this, but also kind of maybe softens it a little bit to be like, hey, they weren't just passing on me because I put mayo in my coffee.
Yeah, but the money side of it puts a little fire in your belly, I would say.
And you can also, we're spin zone masters on this show. He's a second-round pick now. He will get to his free agency year faster.
And
he could get paid more money if he has a really good long career. Jalen Hurts just got paid big bucks. So that, spin it that way.
no state income tax either.
Yeah.
Then my cool throne, our darling Jake, Barstool Sports, broadcasting future.
Yeah.
Jake and the Foreplay guys are going to be broadcasting a Corn Ferry tour in June.
Hell yeah. Congrats,
July
Jay.
27th
July.
to 30th. Very excited. Just outside of Chicago. I think you guys might be involved too.
I'm sure
hopefully.
Hank will be, yeah. Definitely Hank will be
What's
there.
the qualifying setup for the Corn Ferry?
I got to dive into that.
Are you
But,
thinking that you can make the Corn Ferry tour, Hank?
You never know. How sick would that be?
Well, based on my
you're gonna
limited
have to
experience
practice a
playing
lot.
PGA Tour 2K, it's not easy.
Yeah. You're going to have to at least test out the course.
Oh, yeah. I plan on testing it out too.
Okay. Jake, do you have your silent gym dance whisper ready?
Yeah, I mean, we did the mini golf broadcast in
Yeah.
February. Maybe that was good practice, but I can't get excited for this.
Okay.
Unless there's a hole-in-one. If there's a hole-in-one, you should be able to go crazy.
Yeah.
And the tournament is presented by Old National Bank, which I just thought was cool.
Yeah.
That's a good. That's a
Steeped
strong
in
name.
history.
Strong name
Yeah.
for a
Like
bank.
the old National.
That was
Yeah.
George Washington's bank.
That bank will never go broke.
Yep.
They would punch SBF in the face if you walked in the door.
Yes. Bill, you wanted
Get
to
your
say
apes
something?
out of here.
What's the Corn Ferry Tour?
It's the tour below the PGA Tour.
Okay.
So like guys playing
It's
the
like the
Corn
G
Ferry.
League.
Yeah. And if
Triple A
they
baseball.
certain guys get
Someone might punt.
promoted, they get their PGA card after playing in the Corn
Yeah.
Ferry.
If someone wins this, maybe they can get elevated.
Those
Yeah.
are the best stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you get 5 wins on the Corn Ferry Tour, then you get your card.
There's so many ways to play tournaments in the PGA. It's very cool. Like the qualifying system, it's not like other sports where it's like you just have to go up a certain rank. There's so many different ways to possibly qualify to play on the PGA
Sounds
Tour.
like you're getting some ideas.
I mean, I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
You can stick with the Corn Ferry. I'm all about the live.
I'm just gonna make it to the PGA Tour.
It's live or die for me.
I'm pumped. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Prep starts now.
Okay.
Hole 1, par 5.
Yeah. What's the distance?
Handicap is a 7. It's one of the longest holes on the course. Depends, but you can reach it in 2 if you're a longer hitter.
If you're not
Okay.
a pussy.
What course is it?
Oh, Glenview. It's in Glenview.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, speak of the devil here.
The Glen Club.
Okay.
You know who runs PR for the Corn Ferry Tour? It's Tad from the Jaguars. You remember him? He was a PR guy. He just hit me up. He said, "Let's get this broadcast handshake."
Nice.
He's excited, Jake.
Let's get it.
That
Let's
was
get this broadcast.
that was like a private
Great.
conversation. I don't think anyone who's listening know who Tad is.
No,
No, Tad
No.
is.
Yeah.
People around the league know Tad. Trust me.
this is a podcast.
Yeah, but the people listening, when you said that, I was like, "Who? What famous person runs the PR?"
Yeah.
Tad, cool Tad. Tad's
your guy.
got a great name.
He's the best Tad that you'll ever meet.
Yeah, no, he's a great dude.
Didn't he get us in the pool?
Yeah, he got
Yeah.
us in the pool.
Love
so
Tad.
there you go, Tad.
Is that short for Tadworth?
I don't think so.
I think it's Taduel.
Taderick?
Yeah, Tad.
Tadley?
Tad. But I was actually thinking about this. I know we just talked about the playoffs and everything, but Lonnie should be Lonald.
Yeah.
It should. Lonnie should be Lonald. Like, that should be his name.
I was thinking Lonathan.
Lonathan's good, too.
I think it's Tadwick.
Tadwick. No, that's Chadwick.
Tadley?
Tadathan?
It's probably like Theodore.
Taddison.
What is Tad?
I think
Is it Ted? No.
No, it can't be.
that would be rad.
Theodore.
Tad is a
Theodore.
male given name or shortened version of Thaddeus or Thomas. And then there's also one that's, this looks Irish, Tadhg. Who the fuck knows how to say
Thag?
that?
Be
Whoa,
real
careful.
pronounced.
Careful.
Yeah, that was not Mike Tyson on the show. That was
Yeah.
just me saying that.
Yeah. Okay. Hot seat, cool throw on PFT.
My hot seat is Max.
Oh.
Max is on the hot seat because you know what's going on this week.
What?
The Westminster Kennel Club show.
Oh.
The dog show.
No.
Here in New York. Where, you remember who won last year? All-time winner
But
last
just
year.
remind me just
Yeah.
in
It was a
case
Bulldog,
I know.
wasn't it?
No, it was Trumpet, the Bloodhound.
Oh.
It was a great Bloodhound. First Bloodhound to ever win. I wish that they would let the dogs defend their titles.
Yeah.
They should come back. You should have to beat the dog to be the dog.
Yeah.
So, Trumpet's out this year, but they're out at Arthur Ashe Stadium.
Yeah,
so
we
it's gonna
got-
be like outside this year.
Yeah, we got invited, and I was like, oh, for like, credentials, so we can go behind. And they're like, no, they just wanted to give you tickets. I was like, no, thanks.
Yeah. No,
It's a far way to go to see a dog.
I think we also got invited for credentials and stuff like that, too.
No, I asked. They said no.
Oh,
Oh, you got credentials?
I saw different.
What do you got? Tad?
I saw
got
different.
it for you?
Tad hooked it
Got
up.
all the hookups?
I saw different. I thought that we were invited to go out there because remember that's where Hank and I got arrested back in 2017
Well, at MSG, yeah.
at MSG.
Yeah.
So they're out at Arthur Ashe Stadium right now. They had the agility drills last night, which are always fun to watch when you see the corgis go through the little sticks.
Yep.
Doing the two paws. I want to see just a full dog combine.
I also like when they just take a shit. That's funny.
Yeah.
When a dog's like, I got to go right now.
Yep.
That's like throwing a pick six.
Or when the judge just like gets right up in them like a little too close, and the
Yeah.
judge is enjoying it a little too much.
Yeah.
There's some freaks that are dog show judges. Some
Yes.
absolute freaks.
Yes. Okay, and your cool throne?
My cool throne is Jim Irsay.
Ooh.
Because Jim Irsay is he's taking some matters into his own hands. There was a report that came out 2 days ago that the Commanders last year contacted every quarterback in the league, including Patrick Mahomes, to see if they could get them on the Commanders. And they allegedly also reached out either to Andrew Luck or to somebody with the Colts to see if Andrew Luck would want to come back. Jim Irsay read this, or somebody told him about it on ESPN.com, and then Jim Irsay tweeted out that this would be clear tampering violation and that he wants the NFL to look into allegations of tampering, probably just to fuck Dan Snyder over one more time on his way out the door.
Yeah.
Which I'm all in favor of. I think they should probably look into arresting him and putting him in jail for that if that happened.
The Washington football team, like, that actually was a good thing they were doing.
Yeah.
Why not reach out to every single quarterback?
Yeah, I don't mind it at all. It's
Yeah.
good. Like, yeah, everyone, you should call Andrew Luck every offseason and just be like, hey, you feel like playing football?
Yeah, make them hang out.
Are you done with architecture?
That's how deals get done.
So I don't hate it, but what's the punishment for tampering if it's like
I mean, the
a
Dolphins
player?
got a pick taken away,
Yeah,
so it could be severe. It's usually a fine and a pick.
the Cardinals did too, right?
Yeah, so
With Max's guy.
you don't want a pick taken.
I don't want
away.
that. So just we'll reach a compromise. Just arrest Dan Snyder.
Okay.
And I think that would be fine. I think that would satisfy all parties.
That's perfect. All right, my hot seat is our friend Bob Huggins.
Yeah,
He shouldn't have said that.
yeah. Shouldn't have said that. He went.
He shouldn't have said that.
He went on-
Why'd he say that?
He said it twice.
He
too.
did say it twice.
He
and
said
it was
it twice.
He shouldn't have said that.
Shouldn't have said it, Bob. You
Come
can't-
on, we
Bob-
love you, Huggy Bear.
You can't use that word.
No, that's also like you couldn't use that word for a very long time.
No.
That's not like we're not on like a word transition time.
Yeah.
Where it's like, well, he's an old guy. Like, no, that word's not good for a long time.
I don't know if Bob can even play the PC card. Like, oh, the world's gone crazy.
No.
I can't even go on the radio.
I think he actually he released an apology immediately, which I respect that because it is good to just say I really fucked up here because you really can't say much more. Mm-hmm. I hope this doesn't get him fired, but you can't say that on the radio or in life.
Yeah. When does Castellanos play again?
Yeah, that's what are you gonna say, Billy? I mean, you are.
Can some guys just get the grandpa card?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think Huggins. Yeah, the grandpa card I think could have been played maybe in the late '90s, early 2000s on that one.
Yeah, I don't think this one works.
Unless Bob Huggins was like, you know what, I'm gay.
Yeah,
I can say it.
that's true.
In that case, that might play.
Yeah,
If he kisses a man?
Yeah. If he.
yeah.
Yes,
This is
the
just
Michael
the office
Scott,
now.
yeah.
Yeah. But wish he hadn't said that. Shouldn't say that.
If he makes out with Mick Cronin
Yeah.
at the center circle, I think we can put that in the past and move forward.
Also, the radio hosts, they're like, isn't Bob Huggins the best? Right after it is like, what? It's just a very bizarre thing all around.
If you have Bob Huggins on the air after 11:30 a.m., you have to be prepared for something like this to potentially happen.
Yeah, so I wish he hadn't said that. Not good. Don't say that. I'm not big into this guy should lose his job, but the whole thing sucked.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have said that.
Since it's West Virginia, they might not care as much.
Yeah.
They might
different
say
rules.
and do all the right things for now, and then they'll be like, we've put Bob through. He did the old, when Riley Cooper went to go to seek treatment.
Right.
For
right,
saying
right.
what he said.
For saying slurs.
Yes.
All right. My cool throne is the Chicago Blackhawks. We're going to talk about it with Biz as well, but they won the lottery. Hank won the lottery. He predicted the Blackhawks would win the lottery. Conor Bedard, from everything that I've heard, is next up. I got a little swept away in the moment. I watched a highlight video. There was a 20-minute highlight video I was watching, and I did buy season tickets. So I hope everyone here likes to go to hockey games because we're going to go to a lot of hockey games.
I love hockey.
I got swept up. I mean, he looks. I know there's a lot of pressure on him, but he does feel like a can't miss guy.
Because I've got a trade proposition for you.
Okay.
Okay. Put on your GM hat, because I'm assuming that the Wizards are going to get Wembanyama, even though they only have a 6% chance. But let's just say for this hypothetical, they get him.
Yeah.
I would trade you Wembanyama for Conor Bedard. Do you
No.
accept or no?
No.
You don't take that trade.
Here's why. Because Jerry Reinsdorf is a piece of shit, and he getting Wembanyama would suck. He would ruin it. He would find a way to ruin it. I want him to sell the team. Mm-hmm. Now, once Dan Snyder officially sells the team, we're going to move on to Jerry Reinsdorf for all of our efforts on selling teams. No, I mean, I'm very it was the combo of watching it happen. Obviously, people thought it was rigged because there was a little bit of a weird thing that happened where They just eliminated the Blue Jackets before showing the Blue Jackets. And then the Oilers, I was watching the Oilers national anthem and the pregame and everything, and I got very swept up in it. And I was like, I'm buying season tickets. Fuck it.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
And we're going to go to a bunch of games.
I mean, right when it went to commercial break and going into that break, I think it was Kevin Weeks that said, and the Blue Jackets are the first team to move down a spot as the Blackhawks move up. I was like, wait, I didn't see that.
It was very bizarre.
Where did that come from? And then we came back, and then they did the drawing. So I don't even – did they get to show the Blue Jackets logo?
They did after the commercial.
After they came back, and then the Blackhawks moved up. And I was like, wait, I thought we already talked – what's going on right now? At that moment, I was like, this is good for the NHL to have him in Chicago.
Yeah.
Like, I actually think I'm happy that you got him because having the Blackhawks be good while we're in Chicago is going to be awesome. It's going to be fun to watch. But we also got to see an all-time moment together where, like, 20 years from now, we're going to look back on this night. It's going to be part of the lore around Conor Bedard, which is like the NHL rigged the draft for Chicago.
Which I'm fine with.
Which, I mean, don't apologize for getting the winning
Ducks.
side of this. Yeah, the Ducks.
Ducks.
Really? We're going to have him go be Mike Trout Jr.
Come on.
in Anaheim?
Come on.
No, this is a good thing for the NHL, but it's also fun to just be there in a moment in time and know that looking back on it, we're going to be like, I'm going to tell my kids one day.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit Chris down and be like, you know why the Blackhawks just won their 5th in a row is because they rigged it for Chicago.
Yeah.
Also because the woke NHL wanted to ruin Columbus Day.
Yes, that's a fact. The Bulls have like a 2% chance, I think, but that would be because now it's two for two, last two drafts, number one pick.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've been giving this a lot of thought just because the move is happening next month, and it's different in New York because they're all rivals of Boston teams. I'm going to be a Blackhawks fan, a Cubs fan, Bears. Like, I will be rooting for all those teams to be successful.
Yeah, I'm going to be
more fun when they are.
People can call me a fake fan, but it's more fun. I've said it about New York a bunch, too, even though they're rivals. It's more fun living in a city when the sports teams are really good.
You also are buying stock at the absolute lowest.
Yeah.
The Chicago sports cannot be worse. They are now back-to-back number one picks. That means you're a really bad team. The White Sox are an absolute disaster. The Cubs are like, they're hanging around. They might make the wild card, but every team is as bad as it possibly can be. So the only way to go is up.
Let's turn it around.
Or maybe worse.
It
could get worse.
It's always weird to me that Chicago is in the West. I always have to remind myself about that.
Yeah. For hockey, I mean, remember Detroit was in the West until, a few years ago.
I thought Chicago was
Cowboys
South.
NFC East.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arizona used to be in the NFC East. That was weird.
Tampa Bay Bucks used to be in the NFC Central, which is the North.
Yeah. No, I'm very much looking forward to the Blackhawks potentially being good.
He looks so good. And you guys are going to have to go to a bunch of games. So I'm not like burning tickets like, why'd I do this?
I'm ready.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, good. Billy.
Also, wait, real quick. If you're the NHL, you should absolutely rig the draft.
Duh.
This is
entertainment.
Yes. Listen, you're a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Do you want your best players to be playing for teams that nobody cares about?
Yeah.
No, you don't. You want them in Chicago.
Yeah.
And like people were saying, the NHL doesn't rig the draft. That's why McDavid went to Edmonton. No, you want Canadian teams to be good too.
Yeah.
That's a historically great franchise.
Pretty much the only two teams you don't want to be good or don't care about are the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Anaheim Ducks.
Yeah, I would say the Yotes are probably on that list too. The Coyotes.
But they're building a new stadium.
They are.
So that does count for something.
And they got Biz loitering around too.
Yeah, but Biz will tell us how good Conor Bedard is because everyone says he's incredible.
I think Columbus could be kind of a hockey town.
It could, but we're just saying in terms of the NHL, they don't.
True.
Like, it's very clear that the original six is what the NHL, like, if they had a dream playoff run, that's what they want.
Columbus, it's a sneaky big city. There are a lot of people there.
No, I'm not shitting on Columbus. I'm saying the NHL is.
And I'm sure that they like their Blue Jackets in Columbus. It's like a sports town, so of course they care about their sports teams. But from the business standpoint of the NHL, you should definitely be rigging the draft. And if you did rig the draft, you would make sure that your generational talent goes to Chicago and not to Anaheim.
Yes. Billy.
My hot seat is everyone in the Northeast and Midwest. We had a very mild winter.
That's a lot.
You're talking about the megalopolis.
Yeah.
No, not down south.
Okay.
But there was a mild.
What about West? What about California?
Probably to the Mississippi.
Okay.
And
Got it.
Some parts of the Southeast.
Okay.
We had a very mild winter. Yep. There's a lot of ticks. The winter didn't kill the ticks. There's going to be a lot of ticks. Tick-borne diseases are no joke.
You say tick porn?
Dick-borne. It's
Dick-borne.
tick-borne.
You said
Tick-borne.
dick-borne?
Tick-borne.
Tick-borne.
Tick-borne diseases.
Have you been watching tick porn? You did
Sucks.
just say tick porn and dick born.
You just stick your whole head in there and tick porn.
Yeah, there's this new one, babiosis. Sometimes you might get bit by a tick and just start breaking out in hives every time you eat red meat. But just be careful out there. Do tick checks. Get a buddy, get naked, check each other for ticks because it's no joke.
Now this
It's
is
not
tick
worth
porn
it.
again.
It's
Yeah,
dick
that
porn.
you just described tick porn.
Yeah.
It's like
It's pretty bad.
I feel like
I've been out in the woods. Yeah, me too.
Some type of primal like monkey porn aspect of that is kind of right up your alley too.
Yeah.
Pick ticks off your friends and eat them like monkeys.
What do ticks do other than be motherfuckers?
Well, I mean, it's all about the wolves, man. We killed all the wolves. The deer population exploded, and then the tick population exploded.
But
So-
what do they do?
So we
Because
need
I
to-
know that
They're
if you
parasites.
I think.
Yeah, but
I think birds eat them.
right, whenever you say like let's get rid of this, everyone's like, well, if you got rid of this, then the whales would die, and this would fucking, the climate would change. What do ticks do?
I'll tell you what they do, Big Cat, is they keep Billy's fertility in check because if
That's
it wasn't
true.
for ticks and all the weird diseases and rashes he's gotten, there could be untold numbers of Billy footballers running around.
Can we just like
That's good for the
napalm
environment.
The ticks. What is
well,
this?
I might be wearing a frontline collar this year just because of last season. The ticks won.
It's not like the concussion thing.
What? All right,
Kind of.
here we go. What ticks are a favorite food source for chickens, turkeys, and other ground birds like grouse. A strong and important link in the food chain. See, they always say the food chain, and it's always bullshit. Because there's no way a chicken, if you gave a chicken or a tick, they would eat the chicken.
Yeah, they're cannibals. Or
Chicken.
corn.
If you made the chicken
Or
nice,
feed.
yeah, right. So ticks.
Do you want to be eating chicken that was raised eating ticks? I don't.
No, I want to eat the chicken that ate chicken.
Yeah, double protein.
Right. It's turducken.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they always just say the food chain. Fuck the food chain.
Yeah, I'm anti-tick. I think as a podcast we are all anti-tick, right?
Huge anti-tick.
Max? No, because
If
ticks
you're
kill dogs, so
if
Max
you're
is
pro-tick.
pro-tick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm done with the dog thing.
Are you
Oh,
actually mad
wait,
about
wait.
the dog thing, Max?
I actually last night I was dog sitting a dog. It was a nice.
Did it survive?
Yeah, I was cuddling with the dog all night. I'm a great dog guy. I have pictures to prove.
Okay.
What type of dog was it?
Is this like I have a black friend? Is this what you're doing right now?
That does kind of sound.
You're like you just happened to be with a dog last night that you have pictures with?
That happened.
Look at me hanging out with my cool dog.
Yeah. This is awesome.
Max, you should go to Westminster Kennel Club.
Yeah. And just so we're clear, Max, you may be done with the dog thing. We are not.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I knew.
I mean, that's just a fact. Yeah.
I mean, there's video evidence.
Yeah.
It's not
Well,
even
I have
just-
evidence too.
It's not, well, you have pictures. We're talking about motion pictures, moving pictures.
Right.
A video of you ignoring a dog.
But I have. I mean, enough pictures make motion pictures.
Those could be out of context. We don't know.
Video could be out of context.
It
What
could be
video's not out of context now?
Seconds before you strangle the dog.
You know what, Max?
Wrong.
Not this weekend, but next weekend. If you babysit my dog,
No, don't do
then-
this,
Nope.
Max.
Then you-
Nope.
then you can-
Nope.
Then it proves you like dogs.
Max, there are a lot of pictures of John Wayne Gacy being a funny clown around kids.
That's true.
Doesn't show the end of it.
All right. Now I'm John Wayne Gacy.
Of dogs, yes.
Dogs.
Yeah.
You won't dog sit my dog.
No.
Billy's just wants something for free. All right, your cool throne.
My cool throne is former Bills punter Matt Araiza. There's been 200 pages of exculpatory evidence that's been released that's kind of cleared his name. So
Yeah, it's the whole story is fucking bullshit.
the whole thing's crazy. Not gonna go into the details, but he got tore down pretty bad. Don't want another Sean Oakman situation. Hopefully, he gets his career back on track.
I think some team will probably
Punt god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is the punt god. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty fucked up. So hopefully he is on a roster. Jake,
My hot seat is bad football teams because
I just
The
noticed
en-
your shirt, by the way.
yeah, that was my cool throw in the Barstool store.
Okay, but
I'm wearing the Himmy shirt. Hank's wearing Celtics.
that might
Matt's
be the
wearing
official
Field
death
Beer.
of the him.
Yeah.
Himmy.
Beer the beard.
Wait, was it
Karan Butler was wearing it in
ESPN?
warm-ups
I mean, it's
yesterday.
funny. It's funny, but it's also like,
Was it like
promoting.
the SportsCenter account last year that said like who's more him?
Yeah.
I thought it was over then.
no, Himmy.
Yeah, Himmy. Jake rocking the Himmy.
I'm just promoting. We've got
Yeah.
Brickwall Bob.
Why not go
Bobrovsky.
Jimmy Himmler? Oh wait,
No.
This isn't the best promotion of our own merch.
The Panthers. The
we've
Panthers.
done better. Yeah, no, I agree. We've done better.
Dude's Timothy McVeigh.
White hot playoffs.
You guys want to describe
And
the
Jimmy
shirt
we
I'm wearing?
trust.
Yeah.
Hank's rocking an awesome shirt. It looks like it's Lucky the Leprechaun just dunking on Ben Franklin.
Yeah. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. And then
Anti-American, but that's
and
okay.
Max has Fear the Beard. Some great playoff shirts. I actually
Store it up barstoolsports.com.
the Hemi might be growing on me. It's funny. It is funny.
3-1.
It's one of those shirts that here's the pitch. Here's how we'll do it, Max. That Hemi is a shirt you got to buy now because it's going to be a relic in like 20 years.
Like, what was
Someone's
that?
going to be like, "Why do you have a shirt that says Hemi?"
Yep.
And then you'll be like, "Well, you got to understand what 2023 was right.
Yeah.
Everyone was him." Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And-
I might be using last minute game time tickets, and if I do, I might have to rock this to the Garden.
You
You got to
should.
rock Hemi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let them know.
Jake,
Exactly.
if the Heat win this series
If.
in the next round, come on, Jake.
Come on, Jake.
When they win the series, you should have to wear that shirt all series long next series.
Okay.
Not change it.
How's the kettle corn going?
I'm a little behind.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's not the best to eat a
No,
whole
it
bag
is.
of. Oh, well,
It's
then you
just-
should have.
But you said all the kettle corn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like you haven't eaten all the kettle corn.
I've not eaten all of it.
Okay.
So I apologize.
What was your hot seat?
My hot seat's bad football teams because the NFL announced the announcement to the schedule, and not all teams are guaranteed primetime games. So next episode we'll have the schedule.
Yes, and I'm very excited
Thursday
because
night.
not all teams will have primetime games. There's going to be teams can have 2 Thursday night games.
Black Friday.
And there's no Fox
Yep.
CBS, so it just like NFC being Fox, CBS
Right.
being AFC doesn't exist anymore.
Chiefs Bengals could be on Fox.
Right.
Yeah, they messed around a little bit with that last year. There were a couple games where I was like, why are, I don't know, the Broncos and the Raiders playing on Fox? This makes no sense to me. So it's going to take some getting used to when you see that happen all the time. But at least we've dipped our toes in it, so it's not going to be a total shock.
I like the Black Friday game too because I know that people will make the argument like the Sunday slate will be weak because there'll be 3 games on Thursday, 1 game on Friday. You're taking away a bunch of games. I kind of like that as like the cool down for a long Thanksgiving football. Like having only a few games you have to watch on that Sunday is nice.
It's nice because that's also a big travel day.
Yep.
So a lot of people will be able to travel without worrying about missing their game. Also, it's 500 IQ play by Jeff Bezos in the NFL. Make sure people stay home as much as possible on Black Friday.
Yeah.
Do their shopping online. That's
I
what they're
just
going
think of
for.
that. That's that might be my 1-1 pick of the year, a week of the year, is Thanksgiving week because, like, not only the football but college basketball feast week.
And the food.
There's so much.
Yeah.
I don't really like
gonna
food.
be
What do you
awesome.
mean?
The
I'm not a
turkey.
big eater.
World Cup in Qatar
Yeah.
has happened at least one time before on that week too.
Yeah.
True.
So
It's a great sports
Friday
week.
we can break down our schedules.
Okay. Yeah. We're gonna break
Yep.
down our schedules.
I give the schedule makers an A+ for the design.
Yeah.
I like the system.
We'll maybe draft which weeks.
Yeah. Oh
We'll
yeah.
do
we
it.
should.
Yeah. We
Oh,
should
we
draft
have
the
a
best
week draft.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to Biz. Let's talk some hockey with our good friend Paul Bissonnette. Okay, we now welcome on our very good friend Paul Bissonnette. He hasn't been on for hockey playoffs yet. We thought let's get this guy on because he's on your TV every single night working marathon shifts, which we want to talk about. But Biz, we should start with you telling me how good Conor Bedard is, because obviously that was big news on Monday night. The Blackhawks going from 3rd to 1, franchise-altering.
I saw people tweeting at you like he's already better than Connor McDavid.
Yeah. Well, I might have asked that question. I also got a little
You
swept.
got some real bag lickers that follow you on social media. You say jump, they'll say how high, Mr. Big Cat.
I watched a highlight video of him. It was like 10 minutes long, and then I immediately bought season tickets.
No, that was just
So
game
I'm in.
tape from one game.
Yeah, so I'm in. I bought season tickets. I'm in. Like, is he going to be as
Well,
franchise?
you know the famous saying,
Yeah.
you buy low, sell high,
Right.
and it's as low as it can get for the Chicago Blackhawks. But just, buddy, the way they're talking about him, it's like getting a Connor McDavid. Like, I mean, who was the guy before him?
Sidney Crosby, Patrick Kane.
Crosby.
Yeah.
Crosby. I feel like they spoke about Ovechkin, but like they're in Russia, right? So you just like really never know. But I actually played under 18 against Ovechkin, and I think that he was a year younger than me. And you're like, this guy's a 35-year-old man,
Right.
just running around here, shooting the puck harder than I've ever seen. So I was like, this guy's going to come over and light it. But as far as they're talking about him, yeah, it should be another Connor McDavid. Did you hear the story about how his shot came to be?
No.
Whit was the one who dug it up. I guess he like broke his hand in a certain spot at a certain age where the doctor said, hey, you don't move this. Like, don't get antsy about like stick handling pucks. Like, you can't move your hand because this could like stunt your growth and become a problematic area for you. So he literally, like, he's like a hockey psycho. So when the doctor told him that, he was like, he didn't move his arm. But what he did do was he was shooting pucks, and he learned how to shoot with just his top hand.
Oh, I love that.
So he was like using his leg leverage. So he just like developed strength in a flick of the wrist with his top hand that is just like, it's like Popeye like, and it's actually not a bad thing that your bottom hand is very loose and up and down the shaft very lightly, right? Like just and your bottom hand should always cradle, and that's where the stick handling comes from, and the top hand does all the load and the heaviness. So he has this like shot that, you know, all the big boys who have skated with him, because all the hockey nerds always get together in the lab and they travel around, skate on the same training rinks in the summer, so they have the upper hand and they stay there, kind of like when Jordan used to get these games going, and they say his shot is like the best they've ever seen. Like it's like insane how what he's able to do and how he's able to quickly elevate the puck, and he has a lethal shot. So it's cool. He's a phenom.
So what other part, like how would you describe his game? Like his attributes, or maybe what is he going to have to work on to be impactful? Because he's going to play right away, I would assume.
Yeah, so I would say that he's like highly skillful, like great hockey sense, like good hockey brain, good playmaking ability too. So he's a good passer, but you just always question whether a guy that size, and I would say that I think that he's fairly quick, but you never know how it transfers to when you get to like NHL speed, because he's only played junior.
Right.
So you always just question, like, will he have that jump in the NHL? Which when you lose that, those passing lanes close down a little bit more, and you know your shot is heavy for junior and beating goalies like crazy like that. But now you got to beat NHL goalies who are way better than junior goalies. So you just never know if it transfers over. And then the last aspect would be size. He's like 5'9", so it's fucking. Did you say nice?
No, that's
he's 5'9", yeah.
Perfectly average size.
But in today's NHL, you can get away with that. Yeah.
I would say that buddy, if you're going to be a first line center in the National Hockey League, you usually want to be 5'11", 6 foot, around that minimum.
Okay, first of all, don't buddy me. Second of all, you got the skates on. That gets you right up to 6 feet.
You're an idiot. They all get the 3 inches, buddy.
That's a good
what
point.
If his skates are a little bit? He's 5'10". He's listed at 5'10". But wouldn't you say it is fair to say
he's like PFT? He goes on his tippy toes for those measuring jobs.
But in
he's wearing the 3 layers of socks.
No, it's the Nike 270s. That's my secret.
He's smaller, yes, but like similar to the NFL with quarterbacks, like the game has changed where it's a lot more speed and it's not as much like big dudes.
100%. So the counter argument back is saying the league is built now and heading in a direction where it benefits player of his skill set. I would compare him to like a Messi, where it's like, let's see if he could be a little Messi out there when he's just doing all these fucking fun little things and he's just lethal and he's like dipping and diving. But Mitch Marner, who on my Toronto Maple Leafs, it doesn't always transfer to playoff hockey as well. Mm-hmm. So you can have as much regular season success. He's like 100-point guy. And when push comes to shove, the size always becomes a factor at some point.
So how does that work in the NHL when you have a top-tier talent that's expected to come in, contribute almost immediately? Like, is there any conversation they're going to have of, like, let's not move this guy up until it's time for him, and maybe we'll start him elsewhere and then bring him in during the season?
I don't know. I just feel like he's such a hockey psycho, because you could tell he's just fully all the time dialed into hockey. So that's how these other greats, like you talk about McDavid and Crosby. So I would say that you don't put the reins on someone like that. What Chicago needs to do is they need to go out and get a few crafty free agents who he can play with. So he's not like Crosby when he came in. I feel like they got enough guys early where they loaded him up where he could learn and play with players that could make plays. So you don't want to put him on an island to where if he's not playing with these skillful players, it's going to be a lot harder for him to step in and like continue to gain that confidence, because confidence is a big part of it too, right? You want these kids are he doesn't want to have an okay first season. He wants to win the Calder.
Right.
You know, that's how he's tapped. So you got to make sure you surround him for success and make sure that you allow the reins to come off and let him go early. So because you don't want to, like a guy like, so for instance, like the Rangers always like, oh, we got this Lafreniere first overall, but it's like, yeah, but they weren't talking about Lafreniere like they're talking about Bedard.
So what about?
Oh, sorry.
What about some of the other guys around him? Because I understand what you're saying with that one, but the Penguins also brought in some goons when they got Crosby to protect him a little bit. Do you think the Blackhawks, should they be looking in the goon department?
100%. Go. Like, I don't know if Reeves is up, buddy. Go pay him $2 million a year for 2 years. So give him a 2-year deal, maybe even a 3-year deal, and you just say, Revo, we're gonna give you. And if the team's not that great, he's gonna get to play a little bit. If anyone breathes on him, Revo goes up and just. I would sign the 2 toughest guys. I'd go after Delorier too. Just put a goon line on the 4th line, and nobody's going to go near him.
I like that.
And there's still a little bit of that in the NHL, and I feel like the pendulum has swung back in that direction. Like, how do you feel like the playoffs have been a little bit more extra violent?
Yeah, I like it.
Awesome.
Get Wi-Fi on the team. What's his name? What's the guy's real name?
I could Wi-Fi. That's all I know. Nice.
Get Wi-Fi on there.
My last question about Bedard in the lottery is the lottery.
Here, I'll
rigged?
give him a double wrister for you. Let me get the lotion out. Keep
Listen,
going.
I'm asking questions. He's on. There's going to be plenty of time for me to go crazy for him. I was thinking about naming my unborn son Connor, but I was like, that's a lot of pressure to put on Bedard if he's not good. But what is the draft lottery?
Yeah, you don't need the jock sniffers following you on Twitter going after him and his family because he didn't live up to the hype. So now your son has to live in shame.
Yeah, it was a fleeting thought this morning. What is the draft lottery rigged?
We interviewed Charles Barkley today and we were joking around about it. I would just say having Conor Bedard in Chicago is very good for business.
Yep.
And they were supposed to draft in the 3rd spot, and I just think it's convenient. Mm-hmm. I think it's convenient last year that Montreal got the first pick. And it was in Montreal, the draft. Let's get them really, and that's the mecca of hockey. Like when Montreal's good, it's really good for the league. And as Charles said, he goes, man, look how good it is for the NBA right now. The Knicks are relevant, the Lakers are relevant.
Yeah.
Who are the other big name teams that are still in it?
Celtics.
Boston.
Yeah, Philly, Golden State.
Yeah. It's like it's good. It's the league's thriving, and you don't want Chicago to be bad, but no, I don't think it's rigged. No, I don't think that. No.
But did you see what happened?
The star thing?
Yeah, the star thing, how they said.
So that star thing is put on a team, or the number where somebody has jumped up.
Okay.
So the thing about the draft this year is if let's say Coyotes would have jumped, if a team would have jumped up in odds, there would have been a star associated to the next pick. So it just so happened that every single team up until that point had been drafted exactly where they were slotted.
Yeah, it is funny to think that there's
there
somebody
was no change,
like behind the scenes, that's putting a star on there. It's like, remember, guys, this is rigged for Chicago. Like that guy would never be hired. They would never have that person in the graphics department making sure to highlight what was being rigged. It was just funny how it went to commercial. And before they went to commercial, they said, okay, and the Blue Jackets are out of it. Go fuck off, Columbus.
And then like in the video, it looked like the Chicago people were already celebrating in the video.
It was.
And it's like, you're on cue and go.
Yeah. Listen, I don't think it's rigged, but it is convenient. And then to add in the fact that you had the star thing and also the Columbus being eliminated before we even saw it. It was weird. They didn't pull it off very well.
And if you look at any of the draft parties, like Columbus's was at a bar. There was the most people. It was so authentic. There was probably 500. There might have even been 1,000 people at it. Like there was pictures of it online, and they didn't even get to see their card turned over. They just got kind of like pigeon tossed.
Yeah.
But Columbus is an unbelievable market. I was hoping that if any of those 3 teams would have got it, it would have been Columbus, because then Johnny Gaudreau there and Patrick Laine's there. So all of a sudden they might have been a playoff team for like this like underdog market where it's like, yeah, they got a fucking like generational player.
Yeah.
It would have been cool.
I love how you say Montreal, by the way, too. Like last night, I think Weeks was saying it. Montreal.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
What
I like
do
that.
what do you call it?
Montreal.
Well, I'm French. I say Marial.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Oh,
That
yeah?
got
You
me
want
a
to
little-
fucking one-up me, bitch?
Yeah, no, that's
You
good.
trying to one-up me how I say
wait,
Montreal?
Say it again. Say it again.
Marial.
Oh, yeah.
So Biz, before we talk about
Tell me that's not beautiful.
no, it's
coming off
beautiful.
my tongue.
It was beautiful. Before we get to
That's why I can barely say English word. I was born French Canadian, right? And then I switched over in grade 7. And then I kind of suck at both now. I can't even say I can't say long, thoughtful sentences in either language. I'm kind of 50-50.
But you're
And the
bilingual.
only time it really pays off is when I go to Montreal on a 4-day heater with my buddies, and like I'm trying to whisper sweet nothing in a fucking stripper's ear.
It would be awesome, though, if when you spoke in French, you were just a genius. That would be awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, like Beethoven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, oui, c'est so belle, blah, 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 blah. Like just like make girls just soaking wet.
so Biz,
It'd be like it'd be like a Fabio novel. I'd have like chicks writing me like I was in prison, like the just absolute off the chart
Jean Valjean,
fandom,
yeah.
like kind of like Big Cat fans, like that level of psycho fandom.
you got Biz fans too. You've been working crazy hours. You do have a little chaotic energy right now, which I love. Are you like not sleeping? We're looking at you've been in a hotel
Well,
room
I drank a
month.
Coke. I drank a Coke, so I'm on
Okay.
a bit of a sugar high.
Okay.
No,
yeah.
we just interviewed Charles for 2. We sat down with Charles Barkley for 2 hours, and like, dude, like, RA, he used to go watch him play. Like Whit just posted a photo. It was an awesome conversation. We touched it all. He was telling stories about how like the dream team, like they were when like all these like gamblings on the flights, like how like I was like, so you guys were just like was it like an IOU system? And he's like, no, like every guy was carrying at least $100,000 cash on him, like just surreal shit. It was cool. 2 hours with Charles Barkley. So I'm on a natural high right now.
I like it. So you have been in Atlanta. You've been in a hotel room. How are you like? Do you get to hang out with those guys at all? Because you're at the TNT sets. You're working crazy hours. Do you get to like? Do you have a relationship with Charles and Shaq and Kenny and all
yeah,
these guys?
I say what's up. Yeah, they've been super kind. You try to give them their space because they're probably like, fuck, like, I'm a pigeon compared to those guys. So you try to be like, be respectful. But they take over when they're in studio. They have the main room, and we kind of get the sofa room. But yeah, we usually try to like let them focus on what they're doing and what they're watching. Cause like sometimes you're doing 4 games in a night or 2 games in a night. So you're trying to like siphon all that information in and stuff like that. But other than that, yeah, we interact with them a little bit. And Charles comes over and wants to josh about the hockey side of it, cause he thinks playoff basketball, even to some degree, is pretty boring. So
Yeah.
yeah.
How big?
He said it on one of the broadcasts.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm watching this game. I turned on the hockey.
Yeah, he said don't watch the first round of the playoffs on TNT. That was great. How big is Shaq? Like the first time that you meet Shaq, because
He's enormous.
Every now and again, those pictures go viral. It's like Shaq, Charles Barkley, and The Rock, and The Rock looks like an ant compared to Shaq.
He's enormous, and like he's a funny guy. Like whenever he comes in the hockey room, he'll come in and he'll act like he's skating. So he does this like hockey shuffle, and he just like, I don't know, they're just like they're like next level funny, like the banter. So usually we just shut up when they're in the room so we can have some chuckles. And like Shaq will go to like the far toilet in the makeup room and like drop one, and he'll come out and be like, "Don't nobody go to the back of the room for 5 minutes." And he like smokes us out of the makeup room basically, or you can't use the back. So they just, I couldn't even imagine how big they must be coming out of that massive human. Like, I don't even know how it gets down, but they're just funny. They're funny guys, man. It's a cool interaction. It's cool watching the pros go at it, and it's been fun. Like the hockey broadcasts have been awesome, and the whole TNT family's awesome, and it's been great.
We actually heard the other day, we had Yandel on the show, and he was talking about how Whitney clogs every toilet that he uses because he's
a crumpler.
He's a crumpler, yeah. So he's got a real issue. If you had to pick one guy to let take a shit in your toilet, would it be Ryan Whitney or would it be Shaq?
That's a bizarre question.
Yeah, who's going to clog it?
I would probably trust Shaq, as he's probably not a crumpler like
Yeah.
Whit. But Witt says he's changed his ways on the crumpling. He used to be a crumpler.
You can evolve from that. Was he fold now?
Well, I think he learned his lesson. He used to do it a lot as a kid, and yeah, I think that was I only saw a clip of it on the internet. I didn't see the full conversation. And who was it? I think it was on Game Notes. I wasn't even on the show.
Yeah, basically, Yandel said that Ryan Whitney uses so much toilet paper every time he takes a shit that every toilet that he uses gets clogged up.
I mean, I just have never really been sharing a toilet with Ryan Whitney, so I'll have to ask him if he's still crumping it up for you.
Check it out, crumping it up. All right, so hockey. Let's start with your Leafs. Do they count as getting to the second round if they don't win a single game?
Oh man, I think I think everybody's getting canned, and I think it's almost worse that they got past the first round and then took a massive dump like this. I think it feels like they came in underestimating the Florida Panthers. I felt like it looks like they felt because they got past the first round, all of a sudden it would just be easy. Where it's like, no, it gets a lot more challenging and you got to go even more to the harder areas. And it's just like the big boys have I don't think either of the core four guys have scored a goal so far in the series after 3 games. Like, I don't know. If I get playing okay or playing all right, but even like last game, their backs were against the wall. They're down 0-2 and they didn't really play that good for the first 40 minutes. Like they laid an egg. And even going back to game 2, they had a 2-0 lead, and then the second period they took a massive shit where the best players just made these stupid gaffes of like giving the puck up on their own end when like really they didn't need to, and boom boom, and all of a sudden they're down 0-2. So just overall, I think if they get swept, every single guy is getting gassed, and maybe one of the big guys getting traded. So complete implosion.
So who would you trade?
I haven't I as a fan of the team, I'm kind of like, I don't really want to go there. I don't want to dive too deep into that yet because like there is a slim glimmer of hope that they come back and win. I think that they have a better group. They just have to now go on an insane run. Only 4 teams in the history of the NHL have came back from 0-3. The Leafs in like the fucking 20s or 40s, but it was in the cup final. They were down 0-3 and they won the cup. They won 4 straight. The Islanders did it in 75 where they were down 0-3 at one point in the playoffs. Who was the other one?
The Flyers did it to the Bruins. Yeah.
The who did it? Was it the
Flyers did it to the Bruins like maybe a decade ago?
And then in the first round, LA did it to San Jose, and then they ended up going to win the cup in 2014. I don't know if you guys remember that. They were down 0-3 in the first round of the San Jose Sharks, and they just rifled it off. And they'd won the cup 2 years prior. So it was just this insane fucking thing that they did. So who knows? Maybe they're the 5th team to do it. And maybe it's just this bizarre run because I don't even think they should have won the first round against Tampa. If Vasilevsky would have played like Vasilevsky, the Leafs would have been fucking done in 6 games. So I think that if they get swept, everybody's gone, and who knows if they go on this improbable run. So we'll talk about who I'm trading after the series is over.
All right. There was another team that went down 3-0 the other day on Sunday in the game, the Devils-Hurricanes game. Devils went up 3-0. You said game over. Don't even bother playing the rest of the game.
Game over.
I'll go one up. I say don't even bother playing the rest of the series. I think the Devils are going to come back and win it all. How about that? You got into a little like back and forth with Tocchet on that one.
Because I think that he obviously he has a lot of respect for Rod Brindamore and the Carolina Hurricanes, and so do I. But you could just tell after the way the game started and then the way that it was going through the first 15 minutes, I'm like, New Jersey has their legs and Carolina's timing's off. Carolina's so good at pressuring the puck, and then they do so as like a group, whereas like the first guy is getting pressured, and sometimes when you pass to the next guy's got like a little bit of breathing room, but they do it so well in unison that it feels like they're constantly breathing down your neck. They're one of the best defensive teams, and they're so disciplined. Their penalty kill, finally, New Jersey had scored their first power play goal against them. They have this whole season and playoffs against New Jersey. New Jersey's had like 22 or 23 power plays. They finally got their first one, and Carolina's scored 7 shorthanded goals against them. They're even fucking better than them than when they're shorthanded. That's how good they pressure. But they felt like they were off. They didn't have their jump, and New Jersey did. And I said they're going to run a track meet, and they got that Luke Hughes in there making plays, and they just felt in rhythm. I felt the game was over the minute the first period was over.
Yeah,
I was,
you were
I was
right.
truly confident saying that, and then they went on to rout them 8-4.
Yeah.
So I finally got a hot take right.
We're going to get back to Biz Nasty in a second. Before we do, is brought to you by our great friends over at Chevy. Biz was in the Chevy commercial with us. Biz is a Chevy lover. I'm a Chevy lover. We're all Chevy lovers. The Chevy Silverado is the best truck in the entire world. It is a truck with unstoppable grit, unstoppable determination. It's our most valuable truck, the MVT. We got the chance to see the brand new, first ever, all-electric Silverado. It's a game changer. We saw it. We experienced it. It's got a 400-mile range. It's got a GM estimated on a full charge to get you up to 400 miles in certain models. It's over 10 feet of length in the bed. It's got the multi-flex tailgate with the multi-flex midgate and a large 17-inch diagonal display screen. It can tow up to 10,000 pounds of max towing, 0 to 60 in under 4.5 seconds with WOW mode. I would constantly be in WOW mode. Up to an impressive 785 foot-pounds of torque. This thing is powerful. Head over to Chevy.com. Learn more. Chevy.com. Learn more. And now here's more Paul Bissonnette. So what you're saying is you'll know within the first 10 minutes of their next game who's going to win.
No. I felt that in that game, it felt right in that game, just seeing what I'd seen. If Carolina was all over them and there were a couple fluke goals, and you're like, okay, yeah, but it's just like even defensively, Carolina felt off. And the problem with Carolina is right now, if Carolina goes on to win the Stanley Cup, Rod Brindamore should have a statue built in front of the arena of him, because he won it as a player there, as a leader, but also the fact that he's gotten everyone to buy in, and they've lost 3 of their top 6 forwards, and they need offense. But they got past the Islanders. They won the first 2 games against New Jersey and put on a defensive clinic. Whereas in games where they're off defensively, they just don't have the firepower to keep up with New Jersey.
Yeah.
They don't have the firepower. And then when you're down 3-0, boys, you have to especially for a team like that, you start to have taking a few risks offensively. And that's when they start to open things up. And that's when a team like New Jersey starts to eat you alive.
Yeah.
They can't open things up. They can't play that game.
So
Carolina outgamed them at home in the first 2 games, where New Jersey couldn't breathe.
Yeah. What about the Oilers and the Knights? So it's been a crazy series. Obviously, the Golden Knights killed them on Monday night. Do you think this is going to be one of those series that just goes back and forth like this and we'll get to 7? Or have you, from watching it, been like, no, Vegas is that much better than Edmonton?
I know Yans was busting my balls, so was Witt, because I brought the little nugget. We sometimes bring nuggets to the podcast. Vegas was the least penalized team during the regular season.
Yeah.
So overall, they play a disciplined game because they stay in structure. Like they play the game the right way. They got the right pieces. In the first couple games, they were dummies and they were in the box, especially in game 2. And this Edmonton power play is the best power play the league's ever seen. It's incredible. So in game 3, they stayed out of the box and they really took it to Edmonton 5-on-5, and Edmonton laid an egg at home. I think game 4 is going to tell us a lot, but I feel like Edmonton's going to need at least 3-4 power plays, and their bottom 6 is going to have to end up playing better than normal and scoring some goals in order to help them get past Vegas.
Yeah.
The one thing though for Vegas now is they have this Aiden Hill in net. Brossoit was doing such a good job in net in last game, and this guy's had 2 hip surgeries. You saw him push over trying to make a cross crease save, and it looks like he blew out his hip again. But they got Jonathan Quick, the guy who was in LA who won 2 cups and won a Conn Smythe, as their 3rd string. So now he's going to be the backup. And then they got this young kid, Aiden Hill. Aiden Hill used to play in Phoenix. I trust him. I like him. He's 6'5", huge wingspan. He doesn't get too busy. So if he's just holding his angle and they're getting the team defense, there's not a lot of net to shoot at. So if he can hold the fort for them and they can get consistent goaltending, man, the Knights could knock off the Oilers.
Yeah.
But I'll never count out Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Every time they've had maybe like a so bad game, they've responded. Like they lost game 1, and then Draisaitl had 4 goals in game 1 of the series. And then like he had to bring it again because they had to win game 2 because they lost game 1 in a 4-goal effort. And he had I think he had 2 goals and assist, or a goal and 2 assists. And McDavid had 2 and 1. McDavid had a shorthanded goal. Like those 2 guys, when they put their will to it, they'll just take over the whole game.
Yeah.
I say it's Pippen and Jordan. I say the best duo since Pippen and Jordan.
Wow.
I think they're gonna win a championship. So at that point, you can say that.
Is it going to be this year?
They'd have to win 6, but yeah.
They've had a very, very difficult path. Like LA was no joke. LA was better than them 5-5 in that series. Their power play saved them in the first series, like Leon and Connor. If they get out of this series, man, it's gonna beat them up even more. And then the next series ain't gonna be easy either. They have a hard path. If they can do it, if McDavid and Draisaitl can drag these guys up there and get it done in that fucking battle, what a show. I think that would be so good for hockey. I'm not giving up on the Leafs, but if they don't win it, I would happy if Witt and you got to celebrate, Big Cat. If they go to the finals, Big Cat, we want you guys coming to Edmonton to see how crazy these fans are.
I bet they're nuts.
Yeah.
Would you guys come up there?
Yeah, if it works for our schedule. I mean, I have that future ticket. I have a future ticket. Hank's give me a face. If I could get there, I'm not going to say yes. Hank has just given me doubt that I have to have, which I actually appreciate what he just did. A maybe. It's a maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
International travel is kind of tough. You got a kid on the way.
Yeah.
We're going to bring you through Pearson. We're going to give you the full Ryan Whitney experience.
Yeah, so what happens now? What are the exact terms of the bet in this Maple Leafs Panthers series? You have to go to Daytona Beach?
No, I think Jans tried to bet that with Witt, and Witt backed out quick because he didn't trust Toronto. I bet Jans $500, which you guys are going to scoff at. I'm not a big gambler. I don't put the big units you gamble like Big Cat? Do you put the heavy beat downs?
I've been putting down some pretty significant amounts of money recently, but it's not in the I think my biggest ticket this year, I put $8,000 on the Eagles to win the Super Bowl.
Out of solidarity.
Out of friendship.
Yeah.
That's a heavy tag.
Yeah, it is. It was a heavy loss.
And the doink bet.
Oh yeah, the doink bet was big too. I lost a lot of money on that. The Kraken. Let's talk Seattle real quick.
Yes.
Because all the prognosticators and the experts, by which I think we mean like 2 people that we talked to.
Yeah.
About the Kraken. Everyone counted them out. Nobody thought the Kraken was even going to win. I think Whitney said they might win 1 game against the Avalanche, right? So they win the first round. They're up right now against the Stars. Are they flukes or are they for real?
No, they're for real.
Nice.
They just so I didn't trust them against the champs either, but the champs, I thought they were going to get Landeskog back maybe. He was ruled out. Then they lost Nichushkin, which was a massive power forward for them. They didn't have Kadri from last year. They just really only had their top line. But still, they were the champs. The big 3 for Colorado did everything they could to get them out of that round. But Seattle is just such a disciplined team. They don't really get out of structure. They have all these castaway type players. The best way to describe it is they have 4 second lines, which, yeah, they don't have those top beasts, but every night they have these like constant waves just coming at you. So they never really slow the pace of the game down, which that sucks if you're an opposing team because you never feel like you can just like maybe dust it off and transition and slow the pace of the game down. They don't take a ton of penalties. They don't give up a lot of odd man rushes. So you're never really getting those high-end scoring danger opportunities against them. And they've been getting great goaltending. Grubauer looks awesome right now because they're not giving up a crazy ton of chances. And then also when they are, he's making the big ones. And then Hank came on the broadcast because he jumps on and off with TNT. And he described it as like a lot of these young, like new school goalies, they drop too fast. And Wayne Gretzky loses his fucking mind about it. Because I think Grant Fuhr, like he would stand up and he would more react to the shot, where these guys are used to playing this butterfly style. So he stands up more. He's a little bit more reactive and calm before he drops down. And Hank thinks it's just because of the way the team allows the shots to come in, and the fact that he's not overreacting and dropping every time and allowing a lot upstairs. So along with the goaltending play, the discipline, and the fact that they just have all these worker bees, they can outpace you and outwill you, and then they when they smell blood, they strike.
All right, so you said something interesting there that I wanted to follow up on, because I love like the inside hockey stuff that, you know, people like us might not see. You said the shots they allow in. So on the scouting report before a game, are they saying like, hey, these are the shots we're okay with letting go through, and these are the shots that we're not going to let go through? And that way it gives our goalie a leg up to know, like, hey, you don't have to worry about this type of shot.
Yeah, or in even some cases getting through. And like Talkett brought it up on the broadcast, and how when like a player on the power play is coming down a certain way, if you're the defenseman in front of the net, you want to make sure you're blocking the far side of the net. One, because you don't want the goalie to like see the puck and then lose track of it behind your back to go back to the far side.
Right.
And then as the goalie, you only have to worry about covering half of the near side net, where some of these goalies being 6'5", even if you do drop in that position and you're out enough and you have your angle, it's just going to hit you and there's nowhere to shoot at.
Right.
So yeah, like certain teams, they play defense well enough and they understand how they need to defend in order to where they're willing to allow the danger, quote unquote, danger shots to come from. So that's why like it's fun coming on to talk about this stuff, because like in hockey, it's not like basketball where a few guys can get it done. Like you truly have to get it done as a group, and like it's each team that's still in playoff kind of has their unique way of getting the wins done in the way their team does it. Like for instance, Edmonton, how lethal their skill and power play is. Like they set an NHL record, 56% in the first round execution on their power play. It was the most in one playoff series ever. So that's why I said like it carried them through the first round, where they had a hard opponent, where Seattle is just like, they're just so disciplined. It's like they're a bunch of monks or something. Like they're in like a cult.
Yeah.
They just all for the team, all for the team. Like, march to the ice. They got that little nightclub on the way out. And then Bowie the mascots. They are trolls. Maybe they're just all for the team.
So it's like a gnome voice that you're doing. I like it.
No. Yeah.
Is there anything to the rest versus rust debate that we have it in basketball all the time, where it's like, oh, you would rather, you want to get it done 4 games, sweep them, get some time off, go out to Vegas, do whatever you want, then come back, you're refreshed for the next round? Or is there something to a team like being battle-tested in hockey during the playoffs?
It's funny you bring that up, because I always I had a couple of buddies that played on that LA Kings team, the first cup they won, and I think they won every round. They only might lost 3 games all playoffs. So they were finishing so fast, so they'd have a week off to the next game. And they got the 8th seed, so there was no expectations. And they were going out like 3 nights in a row after that, just fucking getting buckled. And they just had this awesome run where they kept partying. And like, so when you want to say getting rest and like maybe having a little bit of fun, I always think that having days off is important during playoffs, to rest your body, take the edge off. But like that was kind of an old school way of doing it. I don't know if, like, for instance, if the Panthers sweep, they're going to be going to get banged up for 3-4 days. The game has changed where it's more the protein shake, and I don't even think like half the guys drink in the league anymore, for crying out loud. But like that's the age old argument for Florida right now. If they sweep, like they would have, if the other series goes 7, I believe they would have 9 days off. There's a certain thing about keeping your rhythm, because they're clearly peaking at the right time. Florida was a team that barely got in, and they caught wind just after the All-Star break, and they went on this crazy run. They got goaltending from this like no-name kid who got them to where they were, and then now Bobrovsky, the old two-time Vezina winners, playing like the Vezina winner again. So they've just been on this like, it's like when a team's feeling it, they're feeling it. They look like they're feeling it, like when Washington won that cup. Like, didn't you feel like after watching them for a round and a half, you're like, oh, I got that feeling?
It was when they came back they were down 2-0 to Columbus, I think, and then they won Game 3 in overtime. That's like when you're talking about the Maple Leafs. If the Maple Leafs win 2 games in a row right now, I could definitely see them going on a run because, like you've been saying, they've got all the talent in the world, but they look soft in the playoffs. They look like they don't have that edge to them. But once you start to like believe in your team and be like, oh shit, we could mount a historic comeback right now, that could carry over to multiple rounds right there.
Oh, if they were to come back in this series, like there would be, I'm not a gambler. I'd match your 8K bet. I'd say there's no way they're not winning the cup now.
I like that.
That would be so much mojo. I mean, who did it in Boston did it against the Yankees. Remember what? And they hadn't won the World Series in how long? And in that first run where they ended up cracking the long run, they were down 0-3 to the Yankees.
To the Yankees, yeah.
Yeah, there's something about playoffs, all playoffs, where like if you can get out of the depths of hell, everything becomes a little bit easier.
Right, and I believe that if like the Leafs would be the team to just like lay an egg in the first round, but get by based on skill and a few lucky bounces. Like people forget, you go back to I believe it was game 3. Lightning were up 3-2, and there was a goal that was just lying in the middle between the goalie's pads, and the whistle shouldn't have gone. And the guy just went over and poked it in, but they'd blown the whistle. So they should have been up 4-2. So they should have lost that game. And, they're lucky to be where they are. And then if they got lucky again and like all of a sudden rattled off 4 in a row only 4 teams have done it. Cause you're going to have to get a lot of bounces along the way too, man. These games are tight.
So as our resident Canadian, Biz, tell me, how would Canada react to Edmonton winning a Stanley Cup in terms of like, would it just be like Edmonton Oilers fans that are really pumped, or would it go all across the country where, Flames fans, Sinners fans?
I don't know if Flames fans would be as excited. I don't think hardcore ones. I think the rest of Canada would be excited. I think they'd be happy for McDavid too, because it's like the second coming of Gretzky, right?
Yeah. Now, if it's on the other shoe and the Leafs manage to pull it out and they win the Stanley Cup, I'm pretty sure all of Canada would be pissed off at them, right?
Yeah. The Leafs are hated amongst a lot. It's like we joke around about the yacht club on the broadcast. It's just like, it's a lot of cake eaters in the bottom seats.
Yeah,
they're sniffing counters and eating their shrimp and caviar in their boxes. There's like I think it was Kobe Armstrong told me a story that they like created this VIP area for like during the games, and they were charging like a $30,000 tag for the season, and like they got like no buyers to it, and then. So they got back to the round table about this proposal, and then one of the heads goes, "Make it $100,000 sign up," and everyone's like, "What?" And they did it, and then they sold it out.
Yeah, I love that because
great.
If you're buying it for $100,000, then boom, that's like a status symbol right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
yeah,
I don't know if he pulled that story out of his ass, or maybe it wasn't even him who told me, but. That's kind of how it is. That's how it rolls there.
It still counts. All right, Biz, this has been awesome. I got one last question. Rowback question. RHOBACK.com. Use code TAKE
yo
for 20% off your first purchase. Q-Zips
you
polos.
Sound like you're calling her a rapper or something.
Q-Zips polos, hoodies. Can I just do the ad? I'm just fucking with you. Yeah, use code TAKE. Rowback.com. RHOBACK.com. Promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase. Shorts. They got shorts coming for the summer. Okay. We love having you on.
I hope I did a good job of breaking down the whole league and what's going on.
You did.
Great job. We love having you on. You're the best because you talk you talk the game, but in a way people can understand. I think that's why you've been so successful on TNT. It's great to watch you every night.
You like when I'm on the board?
Yo, the board is awesome right over your shoulder. Yeah, it's fucking sick.
More board?
Yeah, more board. So who do you have win it all right now? Because
a lot of your fans just say all I see is titties when they get that angle.
Yeah, there's a little bit. You could see it if you look hard enough. You could see it.
What's the question?
Who do you have win it all now? After we've been through a full round and a half, pretty much. Who give us your winner?
Let's get behind the Leafs, man. Let's see if they can go on this.
Come on. They're dead.
They're so dead, Biz. I bet on them too.
They're so dead.
And I want them to win, but they're dead.
Can Seattle win it all?
Yeah, I think Seattle could win it all.
Okay.
So
I would have my dark horse right now being down 2-1 to Carolina, but I would have bet it New Jersey down 2. I think I still see something in New Jersey. I might be dead wrong, but that's probably the dark horse and best odds right now. Aside from that, I would say Edmonton.
Okay.
Edmonton would be my safe money bet.
Okay.
Follow-up question: is New Jersey? What part of the country is New Jersey in?
It's in I guess you call it the Northeast.
Yeah, I guess so. Kind of the South, though.
Yeah.
It's
What
pretty
about
southern.
Seattle?
Are you guys still hung up on me saying Colorado's in a southern state?
So
Yeah.
many people, when I was talking about the Chicago Blackhawks being my favorite team in the West now, we're like, actually, they're in the South PFT.
I had some people that were defending me, and wasn't there a line that came out on this map that people agree with me because of where some river is?
I don't. But I'm the one who's got all the people in the mentions boosting me up.
No, they were your fans.
No, I know. I'm saying like they're Biz fans.
Okay. They're our fans.
To hear that Denver's in the South and be like, yeah, Biz is right. You got to drink the Kool-Aid.
Next time you talk to Deion Sanders, ask him. Just say, what do you think? Because he lives there now, doesn't he?
Definitely not say it's the South.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
then
I mean,
I'm an
he
idiot.
just moved from Mississippi, so I'm pretty
He's
sure
from
it's like,
Florida,
yeah,
played
this is
in
north
Texas,
as fuck.
was in
Okay.
Mississippi. Yeah, Atlanta. No, that's definitely
That's
not.
tropical.
Yeah.
Is Jake Marsh there?
Yeah.
Jake Marsh is here, yeah.
What's up,
Hey,
Biz?
how about that call, buddy? We were buzzing on the
It was a lot
broadcast.
of fun. We got to do
Oh
it
my
again
God!
soon.
We better next year.
Now-
Did you guys watch the broadcast?
I did. I
Big
saw
Cat
it.
was.
I was there. I was part of it.
I know he was there. I was asking the rest of them.
I saw it. I saw Jake refer to a shot as a snipe, and you really jumped down his throat on that.
That
one.
was wit.
Oh, that
Yeah,
was Wit. Okay.
yeah, Wit was like,
I
snipe
deserved
is
it.
a
I
goal.
like that
yeah.
criticism.
What about Biz? So watching that broadcast, like, wouldn't it be cool? Like, those guys are so skilled, but if you ever had like someone in that game who you played with, that would be awesome because then you get a different type of like intel,
What do you mean?
like a guy you might have played like in the minors with or something.
I did play with a guy. in the
Oh,
minors.
really? Oh, you didn't
Why-
mention it on the broadcast.
Fuck off! Really? You're saying I mentioned it that many times? How many
No, it was
times?
probably me more than him.
No, it was only like two or three times.
O'Donohue, one of the best
I
players.
know
He
it
was-
was,
you know
it was
why-
O'Donohue.
you know why it's-
Marshy, this guy's trying to call me out. How many times did I say
I
played
probably
with-
said it more than you, so he should be yelling at me.
It
guy.
stuck with me because he was so goddamn good. He was like their whole team.
He kept them in the
He
game.
was their whole team.
Their
he
whole
went.
team.
He was like LeBron. Just jump on, boys.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
do you have anything on basketball playoffs?
No.
Okay. I was talking basketball with Biz.
The only thing I will say is like some people are questioning whether like does Tatum have that dog in him?
Good
Some
question.
people are questioning
Good
it,
question.
yeah.
At the
That's
end of
the
the game,
question.
he turtles.
Yeah, passes the ball.
So he does not have that dog in him.
He does.
Does he?
He's 25.
Oh,
Okay. All right. So I guess we're gonna learn a lot in this run, right? Are they up or down to the Sixers?
It's 2-2. So
3-2 now.
Oh, you want to
No,
make a
either way,
prediction?
it is 3-2
Go ahead,
now.
Hank.
It's 3-2.
Yeah, but Hank, do you want to say
3-2
who's
Boston?
up 3-2?
Yeah, Tatum just went for 40 tonight.
Okay, so 3-2
Okay.
Boston.
So he's got a little dog.
A little,
Yeah.
maybe.
Little dog.
Some would say that Hank may have just jinxed the entire playoffs by putting on a shirt of having Lucky the Leprechaun dunking on Ben Franklin.
Well,
earlier today.
that's just a cool shirt. It's
No,
not
Biz.
topical.
Biz, you can tell us who it is in hockey. My take with Tatum is he is a phenomenal player, and I think he is like he gets talked about as a top 5 player. He does take over games at times. I would like to see a little more aggression every now and then to be like, I am the best player on this court. This is my game. So who's that in hockey? Who you'd like to see just a little bit more like, hey, you're the best out here. Like, go do it.
Well, I mean, I think it's Marner and Matthews.
Yeah.
And like I've defended them, and I think they're incredible players. I think that they need to find that next level.
Right.
And yeah,
It's
that's
not a
them.
knock that they're not exceptional players.
No,
it's more
and
like
buddy,
go find it. Yeah.
And I don't think any of us want to be on the broadcast criticizing anyone, right? But at the end of the day, it's like what went wrong. It's like, well, if the big dogs aren't being the big dogs and they're making all the money and they want to be paid like big dogs, it's like, well, who else do we blame?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So like, and keep in mind, like it's a hard cap league. And I think that if each of them were making 9.5 as opposed to 11.5 right now, and they had that extra $4 million to go spend on some help, I think it would be a lot more enjoyable. Well, at least I would think so. where that's like, you look at Crosby, you look at the Patrice Bergerons, you look at some of these guys, they left money on the table because it's a hard cap league. So if you want to be paid like the big dog, you got to play like the big dog.
I love it. All right, so we'll see you tonight on TNT.
PFT, you got a bark. What's your what Marshy, what's your bark?
Ooh, Max, what's your bark? Ow, you just kicked the dog.
I'm not. No.
Punted it like in what's the Anchorman when he punched it.
Every dog he sees, he does that exactly like that.
Hey, come to speak of it, I saw him walking in Atlanta the other day.
Who?
Will Ferrell.
Oh, really?
Oh. Yeah. I didn't bug him. I wanted to, but I didn't.
What would you say?
Story.
Let's reenact this. Let's retell the story. But you saw Will Ferrell and you did bug him. What did you say?
I would have said, hey, okay, so that you guys might laugh. I would have said this, but we were doing the TNT broadcast and they kept putting him on, and he had the LA Kings face paint. So I would have just stopped him and say, hey, I do the TNT broadcast. I said we were laughing about you in the face paint with the King stuff.
I
thought that would have been a soft opening, and I stopped. But buddy, these people, could you imagine having to like get bothered like that all the time?
No,
I just feel like the last thing he wants to do is get stopped right now. It looked like he was going for a nice power walk.
That plays though, because
he had
you're
the
kind of
compression socks up to his knees. He had a nice little flow going.
But you're subtly letting him know, like, hey, I'm not just like a random guy. Like,
I'm not a pigeon.
Right.
Pump his tires.
Yeah.
Saw you on the broadcast. Hey, who knows? Maybe even like get him on for like a segment.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be cool to get Snoop Dogg on for a segment, or like the other night it was a blowout and Wayne was at the game in Vegas. So like Wayne he ended up jumping on. It was like, it's fun, you get to talk. What's he seeing? It's cool. It's cool to get the big boys on,
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right. Well, Biz, we've been enjoying the hell out of watching you on TNT. Everyone go check it out.
Get some rest. I don't want you to work too hard.
Yeah, you
I'm done. I got tomorrow off. This is the last thing I had to do. And I'd be lying if I didn't smoke a little before I came on, boys. I know I was a bit of a chatterbox, but hey, I
thought you just had a soda. You said you had a Coca-Cola, and I was like, oh, that's classic.
Not the other stuff. What was the last thing I was going to say?
But you can't do that up that nose.
Hey, I know. It's the one side's blocked. Hey, bark's on the way out. Gotta be a big dog. Team bark. Marshy, I want to hear that bark. Meow.
There we go.
Paul Bissonnette was brought to you by Cross Country Mortgage, our great friends over at Cross Country Mortgage. They're working with me right now on purchasing a home in Chicago. The process has been easy. It's been awesome. They've taken care of all the stuff that I don't want to have to worry about. I've really enjoyed working with them. They can help you guys too. They know that football players make football plays, but they also make plays off the field. Like the experts over at Cross Country Mortgage, they do the same thing. They might not be doling out concussions or breaking bones, but they're dedicated to doing whatever it takes to get you into the home of your dreams. Cross Country Mortgage has a team of loan officers. They're dedicated to getting it done and finding you the best possible loan terms available. They have an average close time of 21 days, which is crazy fast. They've got a wide variety of loan types, which means they've got everything to cover everyone. They actually just hit me up last week. They said, hey, great news on your loan. We actually got you a better rate than we said that they'd get you. They're doing it all. They're working till the final whistle. Through the Ian whistle, they're Shiano men over at Cross Country Mortgage.
Love it.
So go with the players that will make the plays for you when you're buying a home. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done for you. Get a rate, get a quote. Cross Country Mortgage is going to send you some swag. Just go to crosscountrymortgage.com/barstool. Cross Country Mortgage LLC NMLS 3029. All loans subject to underwriting approval. www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org.
Okay, let's wrap up the show with some FAQs.
Facts.
One of Max or Hank are going to be eliminated on Thursday night.
From
recording this
after. World?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Oh, I guess maybe not necessarily. I guess you could go 7.
It's a best of 3, right?
That's true. I wanted to go 7.
Hey, boys.
Hey.
What's the one piece of yard work you're looking forward to doing now that you'll have a yard? P.S. This should be a Mount Rushmore. I don't think so.
Yard work? You don't like mowing the lawn, Hank?
I don't know if there's 12 items of yard work.
Yes, there is.
For sure.
There's a lot of yard work.
Seeding, Edging. I love edging.
I like raking leaves and then making a big fucking pile and then jumping in the pile.
Weeding.
Weeding sucks.
Weeding, but it's so satisfying.
But you need the little knee pad.
I like just mowing the lawn.
Yeah.
I've
Old
never
school.
experienced jumping in the leaves.
Oh
Growing up
yeah.
in Florida.
You have lizards that fall out of trees that you can put in a pile and jump in.
Yeah. Iguanas.
Yeah, I would say I'm looking forward to being able to open a door, and then I'm going to have a dog, and then I'm going to be like, go outside and use the yard.
Yeah.
That's going to be sick.
Why are you shaking your head, Max? We didn't even bring up that you hate dogs.
I know, but now it's just every time I hear dog,
Yeah,
I'm
Max.
gonna get roasted.
That's a you problem.
Yeah,
now.
that's
no,
a you
that's
problem.
not. That's a you.
You've
problem.
made it a
that's
you problem.
You problem.
You're shaking
A
your
me
head.
problem?
You.
Yeah, well,
you were the one-
You've created this narrative.
Fact or fiction, I wasn't the one who did not pet the dog.
Fact or fiction, I was petting Brody the whole night.
Oh,
and there was one
Okay.
clip where I wasn't.
No.
Underrated thing, cleaning out the gutters. Because then when they like actually flow for real, you're like, oh, we got a problem here. And then you get it. Nothing better.
Yeah, you unjam the jam.
You've
Cleaned
Or
out
like
gutters.
Yeah, I've cleaned out a gutter or even a drain. Like if you have like a patio or something and you need to clean out a drain. Cleaning out drains fucking rules.
The YouTube video of the guy that finds
Yes.
big
The best.
clogged drains and undrains them is electric.
Way
Yes.
better than Pimple Popper MD.
Yes.
Exterminating, like if there's like a raccoon den.
No, that doesn't sound fun.
No, but it like
Doesn't
when you
sound
get
fun
them
at
out,
all. No,
Killing
or
animals.
like if there's like a
chasing animals
beehive,
and killing
or
them.
there's
When
like a
bat comes into your
beehive,
barn and bites you.
Yeah.
Is
No,
it-
those don't sound
lighting
fun.
a beehive
We're
on
talking about
fire.
Not yard work.
We're talking about yard work, not becoming.
Well, you gotta defend your
Not
yard.
becoming Hitler to a bunch of raccoons.
Okay, come on.
Come on.
Come on, man. I was just talking
Jeffrey
about
Dahmer.
I was just talking about killing a raccoon family. Didn't have to take it there.
What's your favorite yard work? You know, mowing the lawn, weeding, murdering a bunch of animals, the basics.
Yeah.
Leads us to the next one. What's up, dudes?
What's up?
This might have been written by Billy. Wanted to ask a question my friends and I always ask people when we're hammered. What is the biggest animal that each of you could kill with your bare hands?
Good question.
Just an FYI, kangaroos have been the most controversial answer. Love you guys. No one could kill a kangaroo.
I could absolutely kill a kangaroo.
Subadult black
Oh,
bear.
oh my God.
You could choke out a kangaroo.
Could absolutely kill. All right, so
No.
You could choke out a
a
kangaroo.
kangaroo would just run away.
You would have
That's
to.
the problem.
Like, what about the legs?
I've been criticized for this take, but I think I could take down a moose.
No, definitely not a moose.
no.
I do.
No,
No.
Moose are fucking diesel.
I don't
You're
care.
over 2
Have
so
you ever
far.
seen a
I don't
moose?
care.
Have you seen a moose in person?
You're dead twice.
Yeah, I'll jump on its back and just start
Dude.
fucking bashing its brains in.
You couldn't fit a moose in this room. They're so
Name an
tall.
animal, I could probably kill it.
Blue whale.
Yep.
Yeah, I could kill a blue whale. It would just choke on me.
Yep.
Just dive right into
I
its
just
throat.
dive into its blowhole. Name another animal.
Do you think you could kill a black bear?
Shh, no problem.
Lion.
Easy.
Hippo.
Easy.
No, you can kill a fucking hippo, dude. Dude, hippos.
There,
are
I would
dangerous
fuck a hippo
an-
up.
Dude,
Island
hippo.
gorilla.
No, dude, the hippos can't even
Dude.
swim. I'd wrestle to the bottom of the ocean, drown it.
hippos.
I think
Single hornet.
No,
Yeah.
definitely not.
the beauty of these is that you never have to actually prove it.
I think
So I just say that I can kill every animal, and people like Billy get really upset.
the real
It's
answer.
the best hypothetical ever.
I think I could kill any bird. Name
Ostrich?
any bird. Yes.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, you
What about
could
an
snap
eagle?
its neck.
What about
Yeah.
an eagle?
Yeah, punch it in the face.
I mean, I agree. I could kill it. There's not an animal I wouldn't
No,
kill.
but literally, I think I could kill any bird.
Same.
Yeah.
I could kill a moose.
Prehistoric birds.
No,
Okay.
I don't know what prehistoric
There's these
birds are.
giant prehistoric like predator birds.
Dude, if you
that
go
look like
low on a
dinosaurs.
moose, I think you could kill it.
It does have wiry legs. It's
Yeah.
got skinny ankles.
Yeah.
No, it would fucking dude.
No, but have you? Okay, so I know what Big Cat's doing, which is I like what he's doing.
Yeah, because it's
But-
pissing off
yeah,
Billy.
yeah, I
It's
like
really
that.
pissing me off.
I like that.
know.
Want to find
There's
a
literally
moose.
nothing that you can do to prove it.
But the reality
I'm
of
not
the
fighting
situation
any of these
is,
animals.
if you look at a moose charging at you like it's a fullback and you're a wiry cornerback and you just dive at its legs,
Right.
you break one of those tiny little toothpick legs.
Exactly.
And then we've got a horse racing situation on our hands where
Yeah.
that moose is going
Let's
to
go
end up.
step on its throat.
Yeah, I would just bring a tarp out and then euthanize it.
Dude,
Yeah.
moose are the last megafauna in North America.
Okay, well, if they ever come across me, they're fucking dead.
They're mega fucked.
Yeah. I'd fuck a moose up so bad.
Seriously though, any bird, I will kill gladly any bird.
What about
Put a little cute bird on a moose, 2 for 1.
There we go.
What were the things they invaded? It was like we have 40 wild hogs invading.
Oh, yeah,
Feral
feral
hog,
hogs.
Black Hog Down, yeah.
Feral
that
hogs.
video where they're in the chopper just shooting them down.
That's easy for you?
Easy.
Yeah, I guess
mean,
the question is, do you get a gun too? They didn't specify in this.
Yeah. Again, this is
Well, you said you would just beat a moose's head.
yeah, I would. This is the easiest hypothetical ever because you can just say it and then there's nothing that anyone can do. Like, dude, I would love for a silverback gorilla to test me.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Billy's like, they're probably listening right now. They're gonna be so mad.
Sup, jabronis. Wanted to
Sup?
ask a quick question as we're getting into glizzy season. I wanted to ask how Big Cat got into the Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Oh, yeah.
Was there any preparation? How'd you feel afterwards and the next day? Is Billy going to enter the contest? Who would win in a glizzy eating contest among the PMT crew?
So it was the guys who run it, really good
Nathan?
guys. No, not Nathan.
The Shays, right?
The Shays, yeah.
Yeah. You hooked me up with them. When I
Rich Shea,
interned.
yeah. Great dude.
Yeah.
So there was a writer who, what was his name?
Plimpton.
James Plimpton, I want to say, who would go and play like different sports and stuff. Maybe that's not his name. Plimpton is his name.
Paper Lion? Is that the guy who played for the Detroit Lions?
Yeah, he like played
Yeah.
outfield and like a George Plimpton. So they were like, we should have a George Plimpton seat, like someone from the media gets to be in it. Yeah, I trained by eating some hot dogs, but no, I was not. You being in that contest, like I was in awe of, I've said this before, but I think Joey Chestnut is the greatest athlete of all time. I don't think anyone could ever touch what he does. It's so fucking hard. to
Kobayashi.
eat. He hasn't touched it, right?
We need to see him head to head again.
Need to see him
Whatever
head to-
happened to that? We were going to get Joey Chestnut and Kobayashi to do
Yeah.
rough and rowdy, but for hot dogs.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
Joey
we
said
should
he's
do it.
down.
We
Let's
should
do it.
But yeah, it was I ate 12 in 10 minutes and it was the most disgusted I've ever felt in my entire life. I felt like a sausage that was, right before it gets popped for 2 days straight. Couldn't shit either. So
Jesus.
Joey Chestnut, he drinks after those. He like goes out.
Well, they pull trig.
No, he doesn't.
Haven't you seen the 1,000 Ways to Die?
Well, there's a time window right afterwards where you can and cannot. So like within, I want to say 10 minutes after it's over, if you throw up, it's a reversal of fortune and you don't win anymore. They disqualify you. But then afterwards, I don't know. It's like whatever you want to do at that point. I've been thinking about making the switch full time to being a brat guy.
Brats are so good.
I think I'm off hot dogs this summer. I think I'm brats only. Brats are so good.
They're so good.
Italian
Brats are
sausage.
so good.
So
Yes.
pigs in a blanket.
But I love hot dogs. Hot dogs are the best. I know that they like cause cancer and they make you, it's like smoking a pack of cigarettes. I don't care. I would rather
Hey.
live a year less with a million glizzies than the alternative.
I'd rather live on my feet than die on my knees.
Yeah.
I think smoking a whole pack of cigarettes is cool. So that's not really an insult.
So
to be
eating
like,
a full
eating a full hot dog
dog
is cool.
Either way, it was a very cool experience. I never would want to do it again because the other thing that happened was you get swept up in the moment and everyone's like, you got to dunk. Eating mushed, like wet buns is the grossest texture ever. So again, Joey Chestnut, all-time athlete.
I'm going to revise my take because I realize it's grilling season. I love a good hot dog from the grill. I don't like a pan hot dog. I don't like a boiled hot dog. Give me the grilled hot dog.
I love a filleted hot dog on the grill.
Just give me.
It
I
gets
want
crispy.
Grilled number one.
I want flame
Pan-
to have touched my hot dog.
Pan can be good because you just put so much butter in it. It's like a butter dog. Boiled, far third.
That's the fattest thing you've ever said.
Yeah, not even close, actually. I said way fat.
Like a boiled dog at a game, though?
No,
Yeah, but
I don't like
at
it.
a game.
yeah,
At a game,
yeah.
it's different.
At
It's a
home,
game,
it's gross, but, like-
even that, like, I would rather like
Wash it down with the water.
like a hot dog on the grill or on the flat top at a game with onions and peppers. Oh, so good.
They're good, but my favorite time to have a hot dog is at a baseball game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they have non-boiled
You can-
dogs.
you
in
can-
I feel like they're
grilled
more
dog.
boiled dogs.
No,
baseball.
you get a
If you're
grilled
sitting
dog.
in your seat,
Yeah,
But I'm
yeah.
talking about getting up.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the best. You smell those onions? God, hot dogs out in the bleachers at Wrigley. Fucking best hot dogs ever.
Hey boys, will the whole crew be heading to Chicago office? I feel like the only ones who have been talking about moving / finding a place have been Big Cat, PFT, and Hank.
Yeah, so I'm just going to get out with it. I will not be moving to Chicago. Kind of been in denial about it. Didn't really want to talk about it on the show because it sucks to think about. And I'm pretty much in denial.
Did you write a statement?
Yeah, I have a statement.
Is it on Notes app?
Yeah.
It's on Notes app.
By the way,
we had a
just so
verbal
we know,
Notes app.
We've obviously known for a while. Billy was very much invited, so it wasn't anything like that. But Billy, if you want to, you want one of us to read the Notes app?
No, let me just.
Does that make
read
it easier?
I didn't.
It definitely would make it easier for Billy.
Yeah. Why don't I read it?
Billy's been,
Why don't I read the Notes app?
and to be fair to Billy, he has
Damn.
the only reason he hasn't been verbalizing it is because he just, like he said, he's in denial and he doesn't want to admit it because when he admits it, then it becomes real.
Right.
So it's real now, Billy.
And we knew
I know.
Billy. It wasn't a huge problem that you didn't admit it out loud because we all kind of knew how your brain works, and you're
Yeah.
like, maybe, like July will never actually happen.
Billy would just use his last animal fact at the end of the last show to be like, some animals don't move to Chicago.
Let me just. Here's
do you want us to read it? You got it. All right.
Trying not to cry.
Oh,
Okay.
I believe in you, Billy.
I am also trying not to cry.
It sucks.
All right, I accomplished that.
It sucks to say there are various parts of my life that I keep private that impacted this decision. I hope you guys respect the decision. Please just remember that I am the only one who can weigh all the factors that impact my life. I will be hanging around on PMT till July and will be blogging and on macrodosing. I ask people to please respect my privacy in regards to the situation. Look, I wish this was not the case, but it's the reality of the situation. And then I have another speech that I realized would be better for the last time I'm on the episode.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Do you have any pictures in there?
No.
I like
should
that you
put a
wrote the
picture.
speech and added look.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
look, guys.
Billy, we will miss you in Chicago. We got your back. I know that you
I
have.
don't think people are going to give you that much shit. So whatever. It's a big boy decision. You made a decision.
I know you got other things that you're working on,
Yeah.
and it's everyone's decision. So
Don't stress.
yeah, you're good.
Everything's
Very
going to work
stressful.
out. What I tell you though, and I think this is like something for everyone who's listening, whatever decision you make in life, whatever it is, there will be some regrets and some positives on any decision. There's anyone's like live with no regrets. There's nothing that you can make. If you have a big life decision, there will be small part of you that regrets some piece of it. That will always be the case. But you just keep moving forward.
I also think a lot of people that listen to the show sometimes will like to do, backseat driving on other people's decisions, and it's like no one knows what's best for you
Correct.
other than
Correct.
you. And
And
obviously, you're making the decision that's
Yeah.
you have to make.
And we fully support you.
Yep.
Like it's not, I don't think you should be ashamed. I don't think anyone should give you shit.
I mean, you guys are going to do amazing out there, and it's going to provide so much more opportunities for you guys to, like, not that you guys aren't at a super high level, but you're going to literally, like, take it to, like, space level.
Space level.
Thank
Like,
you.
you guys
Yeah,
are just
the moon.
hovering. You guys are flying right now, but
We're going to go to
Space.
space.
you're going to
I
go to
love it.
outer like, literally go to outer space. It's
Literally,
going to be
yeah.
such a fertile environment for creating amazing content, and I'm going to get so much FOMO, and I wish the best for you guys, and now I'm dipping into my last episode.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
yeah.
all right.
Well,
Yeah,
hold
so
off.
let's just
Leave
this
some
is
meat-
the decision
leave
speech.
some meat on the
Don't
bone,
have-
Billy.
of course, you'll have a little FOMO, but like I said, I mean, every decision, there's pros and cons of every decision. No one has ever made a decision in their life and been like, that was 100% the best thing ever without any like, hey, what about that part? Oh yeah, maybe I regret that a little.
I think especially with Billy, as someone who also started here super young, it's like people were exposed to Billy when he was a kid, basically. And now he's an adult, so it's like a lot of things change in those, 6 or 7 years. It's not, I don't think people should be like, that's just something that I went through myself where it's like, I don't want people to treat me the way they treated me when I was 19 because I'm an older person making different decisions.
Yep. Well said, Hank.
Very well
so,
said.
So, Billy, people will still be able
feel
to
like
see you on Barstool.
Yes,
I'm not trolling.
I'll be around.
All right.
We watched Billy go through puberty. It was a wonderful thing.
I was pretty far past puberty, but I got
No,
on
I
the
know.
show.
I was joking. But
Billy,
yeah.
I'll say one thing about Billy. He does goodbyes as well as anybody. I still remember when Billy went to college the first time, and then on our way out, it was like the last day that we recorded with Billy in the studio, and he pulled each of us aside separately and gave us like a heartfelt speech about like good luck out there. I can't wait to see what you guys accomplish. It was very touching, Bill, and I'm sure you'll have a great one for us at the end of your run here on PMT.
Yeah. Well,
what if the Jets win a Super Bowl?
Well, also, this was remember those like factors that only I could weigh.
Yeah.
I kind of want to be in New York to watch Aaron Rodgers play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just one of the low.
You're gonna be his.
It's on the list.
Yeah.
It's on the list. I mean, it's not high up there. Like
We will never get to see Aaron Rodgers play football again in Chicago.
That's hard, and probably not
Do they have it on TV?
next year. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, but
Right,
I, person.
Do you have the YouTube sign up yet?
Yeah.
No, that was a little joke. I
No,
will
I
be
know.
going to a lot of Jets games though.
Yeah.
because
But it would be funny if they won the Super Bowl,
yeah, and I was here for it.
Mm-hmm.
but not on this show
Or in Vegas.
or in Vegas. Oh no, Hank.
Wait.
Well, no, I'm saying like if you were like
Wait.
being here for the
Yeah.
Super Bowl,
Yeah.
It being
you'd
at
want
the
to be
Super Bowl.
in Las Vegas.
Oh, for the Super Bowl.
For
Right.
the Super Bowl,
if the Jets
which we will be there.
get to the Super Bowl,
No, that's not a real reason why I make.
No, I
decisions,
know
but
you're
yeah.
joking. I know you're joking. But we will miss you, Billy, and we stand behind you for anyone who's giving you shit, which I think people will be cool about it. I actually do.
Hopefully.
Any others?
There was one quick story. This is funny. This is more not an FAQ, but it was a funny story, funny anecdote. Last week, my team was traveling from Toronto to a charity hockey tournament in Pennsylvania. Raised $4.8 million for cancer patients and families. Shout out to this hockey tournament. Long story short, being that Air Canada is airline from hell, Pearson Airport as a whole is a shit show. They wouldn't let us check our hockey bags because we didn't get to the airport 3 hours before the flight. After fighting with the entire Air Canada staff saying if our team doesn't make it there for puck drop, it's going to be a shit show and would fuck up 6 months of raising money and hard work. Keep it short. One guy on my team was like, what if we just go in full equipment through security and on the plane and we don't have to check anything in? So that's what they did, and they sent a bunch of pictures of they're just in full hockey
that
pads.
rocks. Are they wearing their skates? Are you allowed to wear hockey ice skates onto a plane?
I don't think so. I can't imagine you can,
Can you bring hockey sticks on a?
but the pictures are funny.
I think you have to check the hockey bag with the sticks in it. I don't think you can have a hockey stick on a plane.
Sounds like a
Yeah,
no.
you probably can't.
No, you can.
No, I don't think so.
No.
You can't bring a bat on a plane, can you? It's a weapon. You could be used as a weapon. Can
You
bring a
can
bat?
You can bring X-Acto knives on planes again.
Not
What?
really. Again?
Damn.
They like reversed. Actually, I might be lying about
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
That
that
I feel like that would be the last one that they would reverse.
Yeah.
that. Stanley.
Specifically that one.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Should we do the lottery ball?
Yeah,
Have you ever gotten it?
yeah.
No, you haven't.
I got it last night.
Oh, with the Blackhawks.
Yeah.
Kinda. Yeah. Except those weren't. No, that doesn't count.
TSA in the
it.
U.S. allows knives with blades that are 2.36 inches or less in length in carry-on baggage.
Wow.
2 point.
Again.
So that's.
Yeah, so but think about how small X-Acto blades are.
Number 17.
I think they go out further.
6'9".
18.
99.
You want it?
No, there just has this system is illegal.
I
The
get
system
it.
is illegal
Why is it
I'll
illegal?
give you-
because
We've been
Big
doing
Cat
it for-
controls.
for
There's
2
literally
years.
it's
But I very
physically
rarely do it.
impossible. No, you've been doing it every single time.
No, I haven't.
You guys have colluded so that I can't pick 17.
That was not collusion. We were just talking.
I just
These
said
guys
it.
talking.
I mean, that's
All right, I'll
it-
give it a
was-
beat. You could have 17. I'll give it a beat from now on. Fair.
All right, so you said I could have 17. Thank you.
Do you want it?
Yeah.
Okay, that was stupid of you. What was you going to guess? You have to tell me
3.
what you were going to guess.
3.
No, 3's not in there.
So
So what were you going to guess?
101.
Oh, you motherfucker. All right, I'll take 6.
I'll take 20.
I want to get 17 so bad.
Same.
His face. What was your number?
99.
Nice pick, BFT. Four. You were so close with 3. You were so close.
Well, I would
with
have. I
3.
would have picked
6
6.
times. 6 times.
Lonnie Walker.
I know you would have picked 6. You're on 6 or 17.
There's another one.
Oh.
There's a couple more.
Yeah, you should keep jumping around, Hank.
Yeah. That's
Idiot.
smart.
Moron.
It's worked this far.
Love you guys.
Geese fly in a V-shaped formation because it reduces wind resistance.